Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Ladies First Panel. As you guys came in, I hope that you guys went ahead and hit that like button and also let us know that you're here by interacting with us in the chat. Okay. Be sure to follow us on social media at Ladies First. Also follow us individually because we do these shows every Thursday, except for the last Thursday of the month. Okay. And you can subscribe to our channels, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Bondy Blue, at Jami ThatsMe, and at Necey Dixon. Okay, guys. Are y'all ready, ladies?
Ready, Eddie.
Ready. Okay. Hey, y'all. What's up? We are here. And let me tell y'all, we were having technical difficulties, and y'all see why we started the show so late because we were having some issues. So, because of that, majority of the show, we will be off camera, but we hope that you guys enjoyed the show all the same. Okay. What's going on, ladies? What y'all got going on y'all end?
Drinking my wine, minding my biz.
Same, girl. Same. Drinking my little cab and minding my business, getting ready to catch another flight.
Yes, booked and busy.
Did y'all catch Bondy over there on Unwind with Tasha K? Did y'all catch her last Friday and this Monday?
Oh my God.
If you haven't, you should. If you haven't, you should.
Let me tell you something though. The thing we was going crazy over was that fucking lighting. Okay, the lighting was impeccable. Bondy, you looked amazing.
You did. I was like, damn, look at this. It looks so. I'm gonna give it to her. I'm gonna give you one, Tasha. Girl, I don't give you many, but I will give you that because girl, that lighting was giving television, bitch. I was like, girl, what kind of lights you got up there?
Literally, I saw Bondy on TV when I saw that. I was like, oh shit.
Oh God.
Oh yes. It was absolutely giving. This face belongs on the tizoob. It was giving that. Listen, hold up, because I was about to ask Jamie, are we gonna be talking about Symone from Ready to Love?
Oh, are we? We
don't have to.
Okay, I was like, I thought we were.
We are.
Somebody asked for it specifically. Shout out to one of our subscribers.
Because she made some comments about Tasha K, and I just I really
please remember that. Let me make a note, because I want you to don't forget that when we get to her, because yes, I remember you mentioning something about that.
Girl, I want to talk about that.
Okay, yeah. All right. So what we gonna go ahead and do and not keep y'all waiting and hope that you guys have liked the video and shared it as well. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and kind of do what Bondy did on last week, which is to start with TV talk, because I feel like it's so much gossip and things that we have to get into, and we're probably gonna spend most of our time over there. But you know what? Before we get into TV talk, I do have a question for you, ladies.
I do.
I just want to know, would you guys be open to sitting down with a friend that you fell out with?
Always. I love telling people about themselves.
Now, God damn it.
That's the only reason I would agree.
Oh, shit. I'm over here thinking that I'm thinking when I saw this question in the form of mending fences. But when I saw it, all I did was put a bunch of laughing emojis in the comment because I thought the shit was hilarious. Like, depending on what the fallout is about, it's kind of like, what do we really need to talk about?
That's how I feel.
Because I'm not going to move with you how I used to move with you in the past. So what will we really resolve?
Like, are you coming as a changed person or something? Because if you're coming as a explanations, change behavior, maybe I'll hear what you have to say. And on the way there, I'm definitely going to get some things off my chest if I feel the need to do so. But honestly, I could not and say I did,
Right. I'm like, am I being petty though?
No. Some people you gotta leave in the past where they belong.
Did I tell y'all I had a friend reach out to me asking me it's hilarious. We friends here, right? Y'all know how we have to say that. I'm like, before I say something. I fell out with a friend, and eventually I was like, I felt like she was making these passive aggressive ass Instagram posts while still trying to maintain the friendship. Like when I say trying, I mean still making sure she had proximity, not actually being a real friend.
Ooh.
So one day I was just like, you know what? Let's just unfollow each other. So I hit the unblock. She hit me up. This was literally a month ago.
Not block, unblock.
Yeah, if you do the block unblock, it's like, hey, let's just unfollow each other. Like, we don't fuck with each other. Let's stop faking. So anyway, yeah, she hit me up like, hey, I don't remember us unfollowing each other. What happened? And I was like, yeah, I unfollowed you because of XYZ. And she was like, well, okay, well, can you at least explain to me why? And I gave her that moment. I wanted to tell her why I made the decision I did. And I want to tell you, here are the examples if you want to be delusional. I told her that I wish her the best, and I thank God for our seasons of friendship.
And all your endeavors. Okay.
Yeah, I truly, truly wish you the best, honestly.
And all of your future endeavors.
And yeah, I mean, I haven't really fallen out. Let me see. Okay, there is one friend I'm willing to have a conversation with. And this person is actually my line sister. So I'm willing to have a conversation with her. Because she was really bad at me. My baby. Girl, this is what I don't be understanding. And I ain't trying to tell nobody tea, but I'm gonna say this in general. I don't like when I have friends that if with certain dudes and they trash and you be trying to like tell them over and over, and then when you finally get to that place where you ain't got nothing else to say, they get mad at you. Ma'am, you were not listening to me for the past I don't know how long. So now I'm just here to listen to you. Why are you mad with me?
Well, they be needing somebody to trauma dump on. That's the thing.
Ooh,
if they can't dump on you no more, they feel some type of way.
Girl, talking about trauma. I'm talking about trauma dump at 2 a.m. in the morning, keeping me up till 5.
Yep.
And then they say the same thing over and over again about the nigga. That's what I can't stand. Like it be hard sometimes. Like, girl, I know.
Oh, Ronald, no, it's not. No, it's not. He says, Jamie, is this the same line sister you always tell us about? No. Okay. Two different people. Now, one of them we about been through some thing, but nah, not this person. That's funny. What you say, Bondy?
Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah, no, I was just saying how they always be like, when they tell you stuff about the dude, it's the same issue over and over and over again.
Yep.
And you just got to keep hearing a repeated version. So when they keep you up at 5 o'clock at night, you didn't heard these same things at least about 2 or 3 times.
Right. And it's hard, like, when you see and want better for your friends. You know what I'm saying? That's just like a tough spot, because
more than what they want for themselves.
Yeah, because the heart want what the heart want. Or whatever.
You gotta emotionally detach.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, I find whenever I have friends like that, majority of the time they just want you to combat what they already know. They want you to say out loud the shit that they want to hear.
Well, I don't know what to tell you no more, girl.
Protect your peace.
Good luck. Love you still.
Bless you on your journey.
Come on, God bless you on your journey. Hilarious. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into a bit of TV talk. That beat goes so hard, and I'm just like, yo, did they make a song to this? Because I want to hear it, because that beat go hard.
You know what? Low-key, we should have somebody make a song for us on top of the damn beat.
We should.
That would be nice. Carisha ain't doing nothing.
Ladies first. The one that's
hopping that cootie squash. She'll probably
low-key, we could make our own song on top of it, like rap shit.
Oh yeah.
For real.
Oh yeah.
For real.
Hustlers. Queen of the South shit. Okay, listen.
Idiots. So let's talk about these queens of the South. Belle Collective. Okay, I'm not really finna run through the whole show, but there were certain things that I pulled out that I wanted to get y'all thoughts about. So Selena joins the show. She's formerly from Bring It. How are we feeling about her being on the show? I think that I'm going to like this, but I don't think a lot of people are liking this.
I like it. I'm here for it. I've kind of liked Selena. She was annoying, but I still kind of liked her. Like, she felt like the girl that everybody was low-key kind of hating on when she was on Bring It.
Yeah.
Because, she looked like Beyonce and all of that, as they would say. I mean, she really does kind of have a resemblance, and she's very pretty. So I like Selena, and I also feel like as messy as she is, and as much as she was trying to have a moment this episode, I still feel like Sophia Shante So Gucci is absolutely hating on her for a plethora of reasons. And that is what we're seeing from her. Because to me, it seemed like So Gucci is the one that always have an issue.
Yeah, I'm excited for her to be on the show because I'm trying to get a real ass storyline besides this TLC shit that So Gucci and JJ been pushing on us. The mother-in-law coming to town, the sisters sit down. And I honestly want to know, what's the real beef? I want to get down to the bottom of it.
I don't know what the real beef is. Give me 1 second because I want to ask the people something. Give me one. I'm trying to put a poll up here and see if we can ask the people what they think about it.
Oh yeah, you know what was also funny was them saying I'm not about to argue with an extra like they both sitting on prime time, reality.
Oh God, what's up, Scotty?
Hey, Scotty.
What's going on? I'll tell Jamie when I see her. Oh, well, I would love to know the tea that's going on with the show. Because you right over there.
Me too.
Let us all know. Yeah, so with Selena being on the show, I do like it. I know that she's done an interview over there with Carlos King. I haven't really been tuned into none of his interviews lately to really know, but I did see that Diana kind of snapped on Gucci in them comments though. And I think she told her not to be speaking down on Bring It, and also told her stop lying, saying that they tried to make it seem like Selena and JJ was an actual couple on the show when they were never portrayed that way, which is very true because it seems like the story keeps changing. 1 minute, I'm sorry, not Selena, but Gucci. When I said Selena, Gucci did the interview over there with Carlos, but Gucci was trying to say 1 minute they made them seem like they were a couple. Then she tried to make it seem like Selena wasn't an active mom in the girls' lives and she did everything. But then Sanjay came on social media and said, no, she didn't. She's lying. So it's going to be a lot of drama that's going to come from that whole situation they got going on. But how do we feel about Glenn? Glenn seeing his grandma and then trying to use his grandma's illness as a way to get closer to Letitia, like that's going to change something.
Shit. I had to fast forward through that, honestly. One, because my grandma just passed, so that was a trigger for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I appreciate it. But secondly, I feel like as much as Glenn is going to use it to get back in good, Letitia want him to because she want an excuse to be
get the dick.
Yeah, she wanted an excuse to not leave. Just like her excuse whenever he popped up at the apartment was, oh, I can't sign the lease. Yeah, girl. You want a reason to circle back. You ain't really trying to leave.
She want the dick. That's what it feel like to me. And the way that Boosie fade is hella horrid, girl. The way he keep talking about how he got blue balls and all of that, child. I almost feel like it's a cycle that they go through where she punish him by withholding sex until he can't take it no more, and then she get banged out in a parking lot somewhere, and her wig shifted, and then she get to feel alive again, and then she go back to being hurt behind him dogging her out until she can make him feel bad enough to get banged out like that again. It's a cycle. It's a game.
Yes, it is. And they are definitely playing in our face. But I also did not like, if this is indeed real, I just don't like how he thinks that things are supposed to work only his way and not her way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like that right there was just like irritating. Like he wants what he wants when he wants it, and he think he could do the bare minimum, and she's just supposed to come right on back or whatever. But
honestly, I feel like they ain't really been together they say they've been together for 20 years, but in all actuality, they've probably been like exclusive for about 18. I mean, for 2. Exclusive for 2 years. It's given like she might have been with him for 20 years, but he been single.
I would not be surprised. Then he used to work on the railroad tracks and be gone for months at a time.
Not the railroad tracks.
That's the
person offshore. So yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
The equivalent to a truck driver.
Girl, yeah, they cheat, and they cheat with people that be on them rigs too.
Girl, them sound like military folks.
It's
Yeah,
low key
that's
like
them
that.
professions you leave alone. You leave alone them police officers. You leave alone military men. What else? What else I got in that? Anything where they gone all the time.
Football player, basketball player. Let me stop.
Baseball be the worst.
You think baseball or soccer?
Boxers.
They say baseball because the season's longer.
Oh, I don't know why I thought soccer was longer, but okay, you're probably right on that. They up there somewhere together.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't really hear no stories about soccer players. I feel like the only story we really heard wasn't even from America. It was that man who was getting a divorce from his wife. I believe she was divorcing him because of SA or some charges he had, and then he had put everything in his mama name. But I wonder what they really be doing.
Well, recently, girl, when I was on Sasha, we had talked about a famous soccer player who I think he's like the highest paid athlete in the world. And he basically is set up to pay his baby mama / girlfriend $87,000 in spousal support if and when they break up. They have 2 biological kids together and 5 all together.
87 at once.
Is it
87
Messi?
a month?
A month. There we go. Okay.
Yes. I think her name is Georgina Rodriguez.
Oh, you talking about Christian? What's his name?
Yes.
Christian whatever, the famous soccer player.
Yeah.
She got a TV show on Netflix.
Yes, exactly.
Ronaldo, that's his name.
Oh, him. Got you. Okay, I'm looking at this picture now.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, yes. I saw somebody over on TikTok that was going crazy over this man. It was some black boy that I guess always wanted to meet him, and he was just going crazy. So I know who that is now. Girl, she got a good deal then. Go ahead, ma'am.
Meanwhile, y'all remember that one baseball player just went viral, 2 weeks ago because he got 2 women pregnant and he married or something like that. I might be butchering the story. But she was cheating on him, or he was cheating on his wife. You know, she gonna stick beside him though. But yeah, it was something going on with some baseball player. He black.
Well. We hate to hear it. Now, this is what I want to know, what's going on with who. Because Miss Akeisha sat up there and tried to make it seem as though Latrice could possibly be a lesbian. Now, she insinuated that something may not be going on.
Cardi, come to the front.
She insinuated that it could be with not Selena and old girl Cliff, but it could be Selena and Latrice. And I'm like, okay, listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Latrice is doing that, but I don't think it's with Selena.
You wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Latrice. You wouldn't be surprised if Latrice was a lesbian?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't.
The dynamics of her family relationships and all of that. And also the way, I did told y'all before, I think Black women are extremely oppressed when it comes to their sexuality. So even if they did want to be with a woman, they wouldn't feel like they could. I'm here laughing my ass off, but no, it's not true. Oh, yeah? You sure?
Yeah, I'm like, is it really worth it to put up with Cliff?
Ooh.
I mean, in her mind, I think it is. Not in actuality.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't like how he pulled up on her at her new spot and was talking about how he was trying to get her a building or whatever, and she just wanted to rent. And I'm like, of course she wanted to rent because she didn't want you holding that over her head. Nothing else, shall I say? Because you already hold whatever, but this is one thing that she can have to herself, which is her business. So yeah, that's why. And you know that.
Low key, if I was her friend, I would have to put some distance in between us because I couldn't have your man popping up on us every time we go somewhere.
Listen, lurking around the corner, eavesdropping.
That would be real triggering for me. I couldn't be
that
friends
shit
with
make
her.
me nervous.
That would be triggering. Yeah. And I would be worried if it would get physical and all of that because of what I experienced growing up. So yeah, and all of that grabbing and all of that shit would have had me hot. So if y'all think your boy got in a business, if I was her friend, it would have been far worse. I wouldn't have just been sitting in there. I'd have been like, no, let's bring the cameras with us, Cliff. What we going outside for? No, because what you got to talk about? You could have waited until she got home, but you won't come here in front of all of these fucking cameras. Say what you got to say then.
Exactly. Well, she gonna continue to stick beside him. I just hope that she ain't got nothing inside her. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping for. I hope she's
Yeah,
not
make it
pregnant.
easier for her to leave.
Right. I'm just cringing at the thought of if she really is, how much more he's gonna control her and her life's gonna change. I hate that. Um, Gucci and Selena. So they're at the first of all, Latrice had me screaming with the names of the wigs. I thought that was very funny when she sat up there and called Akeisha Hattie Mae. I think it was Hattie Mae for her. Thought that was the
Mm-hmm.
most funniest thing ever.
Hold up. It was stupid though. It may have been
Why?
funny, but why you shading your own wigs? Like these were her wigs,
Oh, I
and
hate to
she's
say that.
giving them shady names to shade the girls, but they're your wigs. Why would you want
Ooh.
your wig to be called like pay for less or whatever the fuck it was that she called
Mm.
like why would like why would you want negative names for your wigs?
Oh, I hope she just did that for the party and not on her website.
She probably did just do
Mm.
it for the party, but
Probably
I
just for the
still feel
party.
like that was still kind of like low key stupid because it's like, girl, it's your wigs. Like you want your wigs to be known as the Hattie Mae wig. All right, bro.
Oh, BIT.
I'm just saying, but
Girl,
whatever.
it
It
would
was
not
funny.
tell.
It was funny though.
It was. Now, Gucci and Selena, they gonna get into some type of altercation come next episode. But they was really arguing over each other, not speaking to each other. And I just kind of felt like that was kind of stupid. I do think that Selena could have spoke just as much as Gucci could have in the beginning. But I feel like Selena waited behind just to see how she was going to react so that she can show Tambra, whoever, this is exactly what I told you that she do. And she came over there, spoke to Tambra, didn't say nothing to her. Um, listen, y'all a mess. And I'm with Bondy. I want to know what the real beef is because Gucci talking about when you didn't speak to me at the baby shower where y'all had to have talked because you went over there and asked her for something to drink or whatever. And she told you where to go. But you also was up there shading this lady's baby shower as if your daughter's baby shower wasn't outside when she was sitting
Mm.
in that chair and people was doing a drive-by. So it's like,
And you
girl,
had to buy
what?
her a car at the baby shower. She didn't have a car.
Boom. That's what I'm saying. So it's like Gucci, I like you. Don't get me wrong. I want to lean on your side a little bit, but I don't know, Gucci. It's not looking too good.
And let me tell you what really annoyed me. She came there like to set shit off. The whole outfit was to overshadow Latrice. Like she came there to
Yes.
like her whole energy was, oh, I'm about to come in here and set this shit, you know, uh,
Shut
blow her
shit
out the
down.
yeah,
Shut it
shut
up.
it
Did
down.
not take them shades off. Take them fucking shades off your face.
And
It was
barely
her
wanted to speak.
attitude. Yeah, and that's
Yes.
to me her whole attitude. Like I feel like she didn't even want to speak to Latrice, and it was her event. Bitch, why show up then? To me,
Period.
you showed up trying to flex on everybody. And Selena was like, girl, so you gonna pass me and not speak to me? Like, what's wrong with you? And then she gonna give that bullshit reason. Just say, girl, I don't like you. I don't like this you over here on my show. And I'm gonna ignore you. You could have just gave her the old nasty, oh hey, how you doing? Selena, girl, I didn't even see you right there. That's how you were supposed to do it. Not call her extra. Because that was just stupid. You didn't made her your
Real dumb.
storyline before we even saw her. So I don't know how she an
Listen.
extra.
Ooh, listen,
My
girlfriend.
My girlfriends.
Hilarious. Girl, that is so true. She definitely made her a storyline. And then it just really ground my gears because I'm like, girl, you know that we know Selena from Bring It before we even knew you. And I feel like with Selena being on Bring It, it created a space for JJ to be on the show. With him being known,
Exactly.
it created a space for you to eventually have to be a part of Belle Collective at a later time. So don't be
Yep.
trying to downplay that lady when she is the very reason y'all probably on TV right now.
Selena
Yep.
was a fan favorite. Let's be very clear. And her daughters, especially Sanjay, has been able to very much keep a presence online for herself through TikTok. And now she does the real estate situation. So be clear that So Gucci definitely had an amped up storyline because of JJ, Selena, and those girls being on Bring It. Period. And if she wasn't worrying about Selena, why she was talking about her? Why you on interviews talking about her? Why you couldn't just say hey and walk past her? To me, when you go out of your way to act ugly with somebody, you care.
Very much so. Very much so. It looked like the chat was saying that Sophia is more jealous of Selena. Okay. I think
For
everybody's kind of on the
sure.
same page with that.
And
All
you got
right.
all these
It's
names.
obvious. Like, I don't know what you mean. Like, I'm
Right.
sorry.
All these
It's
names.
fucking obvious. Like, I don't know what y'all looking at, but Selena is the type of woman that invokes jealousy from insecure women. It don't matter if Selena is right or wrong. The way she looks, the way she presents herself is always going to invoke some type of jealousy amongst women that see her as somewhat of a preference. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, you can't tell me no different, because I could tell the way when she first walked in, the way she looked her up and down and still didn't speak to her. It was like, Gucci, if you didn't have an issue, why you ain't just say hey to the girl?
Right.
Like, just like, oh, hey, girl, and then walk
And then gonna be
past.
trying to fight the lady on the next episode.
Yeah, for
Girl.
what? You married the man, didn't you? Like, that's crazy as
Right.
fuck.
But the funny part about it is, with Selena throwing JJ in her face, I'm like, y'all really think JJ is a catch, huh?
Right, right. He
Girl,
look
JJ
like,
ain't nothing to throw in nobody's face. Let's be clear.
oh, goodness.
Thank you, Necey, so much for the super chat. Jamie, I love it when you spell words like SHI and BIT. Thank you, honey. Thank you for the super chat.
I
All
almost said
right.
what I do.
Anything else on Belle Collective?
No, that's it. Them,
think
them and
so
their wigs
either.
can go somewhere away from me with this. I want them to start doing more natural hairstyles, because it's hot in Mississippi just like it is in Louisiana, and I'm tired of seeing their wig lace pulling up.
Latrice?
Girl, Latrice,
Oh,
Letitia. Okay, if Marie
oh,
didn't
I
have a
hate
bang,
Letitia
we
so
would have
much.
saw hers. Girl, Letitia's wigs. I
First of
just be
all,
like, get some braids, sis, please.
Marie should have cussed Letitia the dog out for bringing that man there.
Oh, girl, with a mouth full of goals. Oh
Yes,
my
time I call me
God.
player with your big grown old ass. Are you crazy? And you
It's
Yeah.
over there
ridiculous.
trying to get away from Glenn, but you gonna send a Glenn to her door? Girl, get the
First
hell
of
out of
all,
here.
Marie, why the fuck would you ask Letitia for a girl? What? Why would you even ask? Cause she is not the person to ask. Look at her man walking
Absolutely
around
not.
looking like an extra from a 2000s video, looking like a Hot Boys extra. No, girl. Like, no, you should have never asked her. She wasn't the person to ask. Her man don't even match her. She go and meet him on the date in business casual, and he coming out there like, nah, 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 nah. Like, what
Well,
year is it, nigga?
You see, he
definitely
trying to
giving
match her
Wody.
now. He didn't hung up the Dodge Charger, and now he in the audience. She got the BMW.
Who got a BMW?
Letitia
I thought
and
that was a
Glenn.
Porsche.
I thought she had the Porsche
Oh, maybe
Cayenne.
it's the Porsche, but one of them maybe one got a BMW and one got the Porsche.
No, he
But
got the
they,
BMW because he had a Charger at first.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. So it must have been him, because she left in a Porsche on that last episode. Because I was like, look at her flexing in that car that I know somebody got for her at a real good price.
Well,
Right.
yeah.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm talking about.
I'm thinking they lease
Oh,
some
they
cars,
that's
leasing.
what I was
but
thinking
Girl,
for
she,
sure.
especially
listen,
2 white SUVs for what?
that's crazy.
This is why I ain't gonna be mad at her. Contra feel like I wouldn't buy that. I'm straight leasing it. Let me lease it. How many
Girl,
years? Thank you. I will
listen.
return it.
Girl, you know,
Frank
I was
don't
Perfectly.
just
know how
about,
long this show gonna last.
I view cars like cell phones. 2-3 years later, I want another one. Okay,
Period.
Trade it in.
Period.
Give me a new one. Thank
I
you.
be listening to these rap songs like Lil Baby said, that ain't your car, you ain't no Lisa. No, he said you a Lisa, you don't own it. And I'm like, and what's wrong with that? See, a lot of us
Cars
when we were
depreciate.
younger, we were thinking that leasing was bad. But I'm starting to realize I don't think it's as bad. If you
It's
really
not.
know your mileage, then I think that you could really, especially if you're like a work from home type of person, I think it's
Oh,
even
yeah.
better for you, because it's like you get that car and then in 4 years after having it, if you don't take care of it, you got to get a whole new one. So it's
Right.
like you might come out better just leasing it, to be honest. But girl, I
And
want to buy this.
Listen, my brother taught me this years ago because he used to get a new BMW every year or two because them hoes would break down or have issues, and it was a lot of maintenance on BMWs back in the day. And he was always getting that whole fix. So he used to always get new cars. But leasing is the best thing. First of all, leasing, you're gonna get a cheaper price point, first of all. And usually when you get the lease for the first 2 years, you get free service to your car, so you don't have to pay for that. And once again, if you don't want it when the lease is up, girl, give it back.
Okay? Period. And if you want to keep it, keep it.
Keep it. Because I'm keeping
who wants
my
to
Jeep.
keep it?
Because you know,
okay, you're gonna keep your Jeep.
Oh, I'm keeping the Jeep because Jeeps appreciate in value. Once you trip them out and do all that extra shit, you can always sell them for more money or the same amount that you got them for. All them other cars, you know, except for like luxury vehicles, they depreciate value. So
see, you gotta know your car. You gotta know your car. That makes sense.
And I think it also depends on the type of car too.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Knowing your car, like what Bond with the Jeep.
Yes.
For sure. Okay. Well, see, that was a good little history lesson for the people that did not know. Now you got people over there trying to see when they when they gonna have this car paid off, so they can go ahead and switch over and get this little lease. I don't blame y'all, girl.
I'm telling you,
I ain't mad at it. Don't let nobody shame y'all. Do what works for your pockets. They're gonna be sitting over here around in that broke down car in 4 years. Meanwhile, you switching up every 2 to 3. But let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's see. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Oh, I know we was gonna talk about this. Yes,
they have come back with a bang. When I say, I'm like, dang, is it the switch of the network or what? Because it's like they really got me. Okay, so I'm gonna touch on a little bit of last week's episode and some of this week. I feel like this week it wasn't a whole lot, but first of all, we will say this: Mama D alleges that Diamond of Crime Mob, you know, Scrappy's ex, may possibly be pregnant because Diamond told her that her period was late. My thing is this: Mama D, why you always be so friendly with his exes? And then y'all be friends with this lady and she know that he be playing all of y'all. Like, why y'all be so close to Mama D? This is a true definition of that's gonna always be my child. So when y'all think y'all probably going to their mama having a conversation like he did this to me, he did that to me, she not gonna give a damn because that's still her child. And while you over there running your mouth, she gonna be friends with the other side chick too. Like, it's a mess.
Know who Mama D is to me. Mama D is a homeboy that's like, I ain't never seen my homeboy love nobody like this.
Ooh, that's what it's giving.
That's who she is to me.
That's what it gives. That's exactly what it gives. And I know a lot of people are like, well, why is Mama D bringing up Diamond? Well, from last week's episode, Scrappy and Bambi are about to get a divorce, okay? And Bambi let the cat out the bag by letting us know that when Scrappy has been on tour or doing his shows, he's been texting Diamond and scheduling link ups with her. I'm in this hotel. What time you coming through? Where you trying to eat? Like, they were literally kind of like playing dates and stuff. So it's clear that he had been cheating on his wife. But what I can't get past, in addition to that, is the fact that Bambi has to move out of her home, she and their 3 kids, because Scrappy was not paying his part of the rent. And I'm trying to understand what kind of landlord you got that let y'all pay roommate style, where you pay, and y'all a married couple, you pay your portion and then he just pay his portion. Bambi says she manages the entire household. So why do y'all not have an entire account? So that way you could see when he's depositing and when he's not depositing. Make no mistake, I do feel like Scrappy not paying Bambi the money on the rent, he was being very vindictive. I feel like he purposely did not pay that.
Yeah, me too.
Trifling.
I agree. I agree with to punish her. I think that he does, to me, even the way he talks about their relationship is so aggravating to me. It's a lot of, you don't want our family and one little thing happened. He very much downplays how much he has done to like harm their relationship. And her trying to get free of him she's the one that's the problem. She's the one giving up. Like, as much as I like Chaotic, I don't even like the way Chaotic talks about their relationship as if Bambi was supposed to be forgiving. Oh, that's it. That's all? The fuck you mean that's it, that's all? I'm sorry. I keep trying not to curse, but some of these situations really be stressing me out because it's crazy to me that y'all really are looking at Scrappy like he's a victim. And the thing that killed me is everybody talking about Bambi knew who he was. And I'm like, y'all, please stop acting like you don't get what men thinking that they're going to eventually grow up when they get to 40. Like,
exactly what I was about to say. People really be trying to punish people for feelings change, like change feelings. You can change your mind.
Very true. We're
yes.
all human.
Wendy Williams said a long time ago, I'm a woman. I have the right to change my mind. Okay. Once given new perspective, bitch, I can change my mind.
Who had that song? I changed my mind.
Keisha Cole.
That was she got her show coming out. Isn't her movie
on Saturday, right?
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
Okay. Listen, I need to get into that Mary J. Blige situation that came out on Lifetime, girl. Let me see.
I was at the stoplight yesterday, and I got like the best vibe. It was a black girl in a Mustang with some super long duck nails, smoking a cigarette, listening to "Sent from Heaven" by Keisha Cole, and I was getting my life just looking at her.
I love that. Come on now, that's how I be feeling, girl. When I be doing whatever I be doing, but yeah, girl, I love it.
So what y'all thought about Bambi pretty much going off on Chaotic?
I felt like it was misplaced, but I also feel like he kind of deserved it on some slick shit because he was saying shit that I felt like put more of the blame on her for not staying there and taking it. And I do think there is a energy in the environment where these dudes really don't hold their friends accountable. And the men that I know that are stand-up men and they aren't bums, their friends hold them accountable. Their homeboys say, hey, you know you acting like a bum ass dude, right? You know you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So when they do have friends that don't hold them accountable, that's a part of the problem. And I feel like we saw that last episode in that scene with Scrappy and Chaotic and Kirk. And Kirk was like, I don't even want to tell him what I'm thinking because I know he's gonna say that I'm taking Bambi's side. So even though Kirk has a different perspective as an older man that sees you ruining your family, he's still not gonna tell you because he know you gonna bitch up. You gonna have a temper.
He know he been there.
Yep. So he just lets you. He gonna let you make the mistake. If you're not smart enough to catch up before it's too late, that's on you. But it absolutely was giving Bambi had misdirected anger, and I was happy that Chaotic let her have that moment because essentially you kind of were saying shit behind her back that made him feel like what he was doing was okay.
Yeah, I felt like it was definitely misdirected. I'm like, girl, like, why are you coming over there, that man, and you mad at who Scrappy got around? That's really more so on Scrappy than it is on him. But at the same time, I did love the vulnerability because, like you said, like men only get a lot of times, and just not just men, a lot of times people get one side of the story. So they typically go with that side, and he probably didn't know everything that she was feeling or thinking or whatever. So I'm kind of glad that she told him that. So he know, like, I can't always take what the hell Scrappy say as bond because clearly this lady over here hurt. He must have did some whatever. It was something else I wanted to say about, you were talking about friendships or something. This is the thing. Yes, men do hold their friends accountable. However, we have to look at the friends Scrappy got. And because of Kirk's history, Scrappy not finna listen to him. And we heard it on this week's episode when Safari was like, you can't be talking to these girls. What Scrap said, you done did this and that on Erica and whatever. He's going to use those excuses of the BS that his homeboys has done to excuse his own behavior. He needs better friends. But I mean, at the end of the day, he just needs to,
to me, like
birds of a feather.
Exactly. They all trash, which is why I wasn't really that mad at Bam. Because ultimately, even though, this is a moment where you crying at somebody that didn't really do anything to you, it's still a collective of y'all co-signing and being okay with this behavior. And the truth of the matter is, it's a part of the problem. It is.
That actually was a trending topic this week. And it's so funny how reality TV be coinciding. Well, that's probably why it was a trending topic. Because the episode, somebody was saying that it was a man saying, men, we need to hold our friends accountable. And it was a bunch of dudes lighting his ass up on Twitter. And it sounds about right. It's similar to what we're seeing on the show.
Oh, yeah. They definitely going to beat you up whenever you speak about how you should be. That's why I was so surprised that Dr. Umar this week when he got online and corrected those two dudes. I was like, oh wow, gather the out of y'all.
What did Dr. Umar do?
Me too.
Oh girl,
I feel like I liked it. Let me see if I can.
Me too. Pull it up, girl.
I was like, damn. I was like, why y'all got me out here liking what Dr. Umar?
He read down.
He did.
He read, and them dudes really was trying hard. But once he read their ass down, they couldn't even say nothing. They just sat there quiet because it's like at some point, y'all can't talk this foolishness. Like the agreement that we're going to keep going with the bullshit is the only way it works. So when there's a man that's louder, more confident, and smarter than you, and he's telling you you're wrong, it's harder for them to stand in their bullshit the way they do with women.
Let me see. I think I may have gotten it. So let me see if I can share the screen real quick. Like, let me see which one.
Oh, child, don't get it twisted. We know he a hotel. We don't really, trust him on no level, but we just glad he said the truth for once.
I'm mad I quoted him last week. Everybody can't come with us.
All right. So let me see if we can pull this up real quick.
To us, though. I want to say this to us, though. Because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The Black woman has had to hold down the Black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of Black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, Black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that. And then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection. See, what you're saying, you're selecting a poor mate. And what I'm saying is they don't have much to select one. So of course you're going to end up with a poor mate. And why are you going to end up with a poor mate? Because we as Black men are not raising Black boys to be the men that our women need. We are not. They out there killing themselves right now. What we doing about it? Unemployed Black males, what we doing about it? Pants sagging, weed smoking, what we doing about it? Black men are not raising Black boys to be the men our community needs. That is 100% our fault. What I'm saying is she got a right to be angry with us. She got a right to be angry with us. We have not been on our job as Black men. If the men are the providers, what have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually.
Yes.
Because you may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. But guess what? What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the Black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years? And the minute she raised her voice, we say she's not humble enough. She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs to be
we was
more
loving
selective.
our women and taking care of our women, do you think she would be like that? That personality has a history.
If she's picking Pookie and Ray Ray instead of
you're making her a scapegoat.
No, she's picking a scapegoat.
No.
There's good quality men that they ignore.
Why she even got it? Why is there even a Pookie in the selection?
You gotta ask her.
No. I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie in the selection. What? Because Black men have abandoned Black boys and have allowed social media, white media, athletes, and rappers to raise them. That's why she with Pookie. If she would not have a Pookie. If we're going to be men,
my daddy didn't raise no Pookie.
Responsibility for why our women feel the way they feel. I want to say this to us though, because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible.
All right, so y'all just heard that.
The Black
let me say this.
had to hold down the Black.
Let me say this, because I see this in the comments. When Cynthia G said it, y'all got mad. Y'all got mad. Y'all got so upset. Y'all was in the comments, Bondy, you supporting what Cynthia G be saying, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, y'all don't even understand the energy in which Cynthia says stuff a lot of the times. But Cynthia G is another YouTuber, and she speaks on these things a lot. And she had a, a panel discussion with Dr. Umar like 6 months ago. And he was singing a different tune. These are all her points. Everything that she's saying are like everything he's talking about right now are her points that she talks about on her channel all the time, because she responds to black men always talking about, oh, black women are always looking for the pookies and the ray-rays and they're masculine and single moms are the problem. Like, she speaks to the men that say that. So she'll say stuff like, okay, well, if we're the problem, we should stop having y'all then. We should stop birthing black males, since us birthing y'all seems to be the problem here. Since it's our fault, we should start controlling our birth and not having y'all then. So when she says that, everybody acts like she's literally telling everybody to go and get rid of their black male children. That's not what she's actually telling you. She's saying it in response to people blaming black women for men not taking responsibility. So it's like, okay, well, the only thing I can take responsibility of is who I give birth to. That's the only thing I can control. Besides that,
and they trying to take that away too.
Come on, Roe v. Wade. Come on, Roe v. Wade. So it's not that she's really telling y'all to do that. It's something that's being said almost like as a response in anger. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, then let's do this then. Let's go to the next extreme. Like, that's what it really is. But I don't think people really catch that connotation when she's speaking. But yeah, she talks about everything he was saying, y'all. All of them points that he was listing, she has said in her videos several times about the reason y'all always want to talk about black women being aggressive, but you don't want to talk about why.
Ooh, well, there's that, because that's the energy that Scrap was giving to goddamn Bambi, and I'm sitting over here like, ain't no way I would have called his ass to help me pack up, because ain't no way you ain't finna pay your half for the rent. You done got me and your kids ass the hell out, and you think you finna come over here and pack up, and you think you doing me a favor? No, you can pick your shit up in boxes at the end of the damn driveway, because we done already moved on. You just ain't been trying to be here. Now you trying to be here when it's time to pack up? Oh no.
Girl, the energy he had with her, like acting like he all sad and shit. And she like, why you got, this old woe is me ass energy? I'm just trying to help you pack. That would have made me so mad. You could have helped me not have to pack in the first place.
Come on.
But you wanted to be vindictive. I really feel like Scrappy is one of those men, and it's a lot of y'all like this. It's no disrespect, but it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of people like this in general, but I feel like men are more in their ego, so they kind of experience this a little bit more. They care more about how you think they are than how they actually are. Like they're okay with treating you like shit as long as you don't tell people that they treat you like shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That was him trying not to take ownership of the point that Dr. Umar was arguing or debating. But
I agree. They were sitting up there not trying to hear him the first time, and then when he explained, they say, I get you, I'm with you, I understand that, and then you go back into what you were saying the first time. No, baby, you don't get it.
You're a broken record.
You don't want to. That's that committed to misunderstanding, the strategic misunderstanding that we often see Maurice and Marceau do.
Yes. Talk about it. And that's why I feel like it's important to be paying attention to these things when we see them on the reality shows or with these celebrities and stuff, because it's the shit that regular dudes do all the time, but you don't really be paying attention as much because you're so close. You're so close to the man that you can't recognize when he's doing some of these same things to you in your regular ass relationship, going 50-50 and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of women experience men not always holding up their end of the deal, or being able to kind of like rest on their laurels every now and again in a way that a woman doesn't always feel comfortable to do. I don't know if it's just me, but I've seen way more women hold down consistent jobs, get promotions. Like,
that's not just you.
Yeah, okay, like okay, I'm glad.
I feel like we're gonna get into one of them stories later. Hey, Symone, how are you? Real quick, before we get
Girl,
off.
not me looking at the comments. I was like, oh hey.
uh Sierra also messed up because she ended up marrying Eric, y'all. And Eric
Ooh.
is over there. She's in LA to see Bambi. Wasn't even there. It seemed like a good 24 hours before her daughter tells her, you need to come back because this man done went all through my purse, all through my room and everything. I feel like that's violation. Like, you are her
Absolutely.
stepdad, and this girl is like 18 at this point. Who the fuck do you think you are? And then you wait to pull some bush when I'm not here? That's a problem. So it basically, what we're learning about Eric is that he's controlling, he's insecure, and hella jealous of her relationship with her children and the attention that she give her kids. He wants that, and I don't know. It's like, it is giving he love bombed the hell out of her, but then I also feel like, was she in a rush to, marry him to prove BK wrong or something like
Yep.
that, or get her happily ever after?
Yep.
And it's sad, and I'm worried for her because she's saying that she has a plan to leave him without him knowing. And I'm like, ooh, I hope that plan is really thought out, because the way you talking about Eric, I'm kind of scared. I
I
don't know
mean,
what
she's
he gonna
doing it
do.
on camera, so that'll probably save her that she's doing it during the season.
Yeah.
But I absolutely did not like any of the things that she was saying. Searching the room, having issues with her son calling her, BITs and all that in front of her kids, saying, S my D and all of that type of stuff in front of her son. Like, to me, that's bottom of the barrel type ish. I couldn't deal with that. I couldn't be with somebody like that. And I really couldn't have somebody in my space that would talk to me like that in front of my kid. So I definitely feel like he was pretending to be something he wasn't. And I feel like she was vulnerable to that because of the BK situation. But Sierra needs to sit her ass down and do some soul searching and get herself together so she can stop picking these same type dudes, because she went from shooter to BK to now this dude, and it's been even a little overlap at times. So I feel like Sierra needs to go sit down somewhere, learn herself, be alone for a little while, and value her own time with herself and her own space with herself, so that she can make better decisions in men. Because really, I feel like her not wanting to be alone is what has pushed her into these terrible relationships. But he definitely tricked her.
Definitely. That is really sad. You got any thoughts on that, Necey?
I don't.
Okay. All right. So we're done with love and hip hop. Unless y'all got something else, we can go ahead and move on. Girl, we is sliding through this show, y'all. Ooh. Make sure y'all liking up the video. All right, y'all. Let's talk about the people's favorite show. Or is it? Because the ratings is giving
not so much.
People's favorite show. I always hesitate to say that now.
Listen, the way that people have been looking at the ratings and been dragging the top producer of the show on Twitter and everywhere, girl, I said, oh my God, y'all don't have to cut up like that. But I think that they were cutting up because they didn't like the video he did about Candy, where he was, what you said, Necey, focused on not understanding.
You committed to misunderstanding.
The situation with Candy. So the people got their revenge, I guess, and they drug them down.
But I didn't even see what he said. He be talking, huh?
Yeah, I don't really watch, but I did get a chance to check out Scotty. Scotty did something. He did a video and he did a watch along of what all Carlos had to say. And he was talking about how he didn't believe that Kenya and Candy's relationship was really like authentic. He felt like it was for show. He'll only believe if it's real, if they've hung out outside of the show. And clearly, Kenya has been seen hanging out with Candy multiple times outside of the show. She just went on a birthday trip with her.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like, who thinks they're not real friends?
Yikes. And then says that something about Sonya, like, why is it okay for Sonya? You want Sonya to be loyal to you, but she can't be loyal to Marlo or something like that. And I'm just like, you misunderstanding it. Candy just don't, like, if you're gonna be riding the fence, be fair. Don't be sitting up there trying to, like, Sonya pretty much shows her side. She's team Marlo for the most part, because she's always making excuses and speaking for Marlo, but never really understanding where Candy is coming from with things. So, we all know the issue he has with Candy, and as much as he may say he doesn't have one, we know. And
couldn't get the life story rights.
And it's more fitted for him to align with Marlo. But congratulations and good luck. But yeah, so Love and Marriage Huntsville, let's talk about it. There's a comeback meeting. And this comeback meeting is continuing to happen. I feel like this comeback meeting could have been wrapped up on the previous episode. It really didn't need to be dragged into the next one where we hear Maurice yell, Maurice, baby, I want you to pick a fucking side because you are so annoying. And I'm starting to see for me that you're probably the person I least like the most on this show.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
He sat up there and said that, oh, I don't think anybody should get paid. And then next thing you know, you're yelling at Marcel and Tisha talking about they stole your idea. Baby, which one is it? You didn't give a damn about the idea in the beginning because you didn't want nobody to get paid. And then now you over here yelling in these people's face to the top of your damn lungs, talking about something y'all stole our idea. Like, shut the hell up. Anywho, Melody is deciding that she's not going to get him any of her free time to do no group activities together, and pretty much lets them know that it's a trust factor. I think Marcel tried to guilt her by saying, oh, well, you came to this meeting. So if you came to this meeting, then you should be okay. Like, obviously you're moving forward, in a step of, good faith or whatever, like you're moving forward with progress with us. And I'm like, that's not really how that works. Like, she don't really fuck with y'all. So no, it's still a process for her. Do y'all not remember what the hell y'all was talking about at the reunion? Come on now.
Right, devil in sheep's clothing.
Well, for sure. What did y'all think about the meeting and Mel falling back off them?
I don't blame Mel. I'm glad that she had that sit down because literally what she said to Tisha is we can't act like we just weren't in a bad place before. And as far as Maurice yelling, I felt like he was coming from a place of shit. We tired of paying the taxes on the comeback group if you're gonna steal our idea. I think that's why he was like so split. I think he really was like, I don't have to get paid, but I think it was another thing to be like, hey, I'm not paying these taxes for y'all to do the same shit that we done already, took to the courthouse and had signed. So I wasn't really mad at him about that. But I just think it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy for them to want to use Mel, let's be real. Because I was thinking it even before they got to this episode, what is the expo gonna be without Mel? What is it gonna be? Ain't nobody coming for that. Yeah, it's a Sky event. Nobody, I can say that the majority of people who watch the show don't want to go to a Love and Marriage Huntsville event without Mel to get business advice. So it's crazy that they want to try to gaslight her into helping them out.
That's what I don't like about it. The whole guilt trip of, if you don't want to do this, I'm going to call you greedy. Like, who gives up how you feel, Marceau? Like, y'all can't even get y'all house situation together. Who cares what you think? I feel like I'm tired of Carlos and the rest of y'all pretending like the Scotts have their ish together when they do not. It would be more interesting if y'all would cover how much of a shit show they are, instead of trying to pretend like they got everything together and they so classy based when they really not. A lot of the leg up in business that they got came from Mel in the first damn place. So all of this, we know better than you, bull that they pull is really like, get out of my face with this. Because y'all always come back asking Mel for help. And the thing that make me so mad at Tisha had the audacity to ask Mel why she wasn't taking leadership in her meeting. Bitch, why would I be taking leadership in your meeting? What are you even talking about? And then that whole after, I understand if Mel doesn't want to be a part of it, but don't make excuses. Girl, what are you talking about? It does matter that she doesn't want to be a part of it. You're going to try to find a way to muscle her mentally and emotionally into doing it, because that's how Marceau gets you to do whatever it is he wants you to do. That's the way your mammy gets you to do whatever she wants you to do. So you're going to try that same emotional manipulation with Mel, but it's not working the way it used to, because Mel used to let you come back in way too often, and you tried it again, asking her about going on, I better not see you going on vacation on an island or nothing, because I'm going to be like, this heifer. It's like, I was a dark soul a few months ago. Don't call me no heifer. Like, we can joke like that.
That's
girl,
what
I ain't telling you my business.
Don't be worried about what I'm doing on my trip. It ain't going to have nothing to do with you.
Mel intentionally should book a trip when they do that, and because she don't owe them nothing. So when she said it, I'm like, girl, you tripping.
And not Maurice trying to make her do something, talking about she could put a PowerPoint to get who you talking to, baby? Now she could put a PowerPoint together. I forgot what it was on, but what is
basically
she supposed
to
to be
Zoom call
if she's not going to do that? Like, I'm like, but what's the point if she's not going to participate? Like, you can't force this lady to do something. And then Tisha talking about, I need you to come look at the facility with us so you can tell everybody why you not going to do it. Girl, I'm not going to do nothing. I don't know. They were doing too much.
As if she owes an explanation.
That's my thing. But let's get to Miss Nell, because she and Mel go to do a little stripper class or whatever. And this is where Nell asks more questions about what Melody has been up to. And Melody pretty much lets her know that she thinks she may have found her prince. I think she talked about how she didn't feel safe with Martell or something like that. And then she goes into saying how this guy pretty much gives her things without her even having to ask for it. So she feels like she may have found her prince, but she says that nobody will likely meet him until she gets married. What are you guys' thoughts about that? Do you think she may have found her prince?
No, because she's single now.
That's what I said.
That's what I thought. All right.
She says she's single, so I want to know, like, I don't know. I just want to know what had her feeling that way. He must have been fraud.
Reasons why she shouldn't bring him on the show then, because if it ain't gonna last and it ain't gonna get out of at least a year of y'all being together, then I guess it wouldn't serve a purpose of really just having people on the show just to be on the show to say you got somebody.
I think she should pop up when she got a husband, for sure.
That ain't gonna happen.
The show gonna be over by then.
Yeah, Mel said that she don't think that she said she's starting to rethink that whole, she don't think she wants to get married again.
Oh, okay. She shouldn't if she don't want to. I mean, I always tell y'all, I probably wouldn't get remarried, girl. Like, I would just be single and you could be my little friend or whatever. But ain't nobody trying to husband none of you. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, I feel like she will never really be able to gauge whether people are with her because of who she is and what she can do for them, or because they're really there for her. And I think because she thought Martell was there for her and they were together even before all of this, and she couldn't even trust him. So I think it probably puts her in a position to never fully be able to trust anybody. And I honestly don't think that she should until somebody proves themselves capable.
And I also think she might possibly be taking it extremely slow with getting to know somebody new. And if you're not going as fast of a pace as they may want you to go, I think that's also going to speed up and expose some red flags about that person as well. Because she really taking her time with it. Because she really ain't in no rush. Like, be with somebody for what? I got too much freedom right now. Like, we can have fun though, see what it's gonna be. But yeah, I didn't think she found her prince either. But let's get to Tisha and Marceau, because they're having these renovations at their old house, and Marceau is trying to convince Tisha of, you know, him and his son being able to stay at the old house while she and the girls stay at the new house. Tisha is seeing this as, no, a family needs to be together. What I think is happening, I see nothing wrong with Marceau staying at the old house. I feel like Marceau said that because he probably looking at the money and was like, well, shoot, if you get a smaller place for you and the girls, then we won't have to spend out so much what you have in this other home. I feel like Tisha said what she said because she's thinking about our opinion as viewers and what we gonna say about, oh, Tisha, you let your man stay at the other house. It ain't like Tisha ain't got keys. I'm sure they got cameras. It ain't like she can't pull up. I feel like if he gonna do something, he probably not gonna do it at the house, and then he gonna have his son there. So she was like, bachelor pad, and I was like, where did you get this from? Like, you be trying to act like you're not fazed by us, but you be so fazed by us.
The son. I think her son said something. It was the way she was phrasing it that made me feel like their son said that to her. Like, that was like, it's gonna be like a bachelor pad for us.
You know, Jamie, I feel like you brought up some really good points because I wasn't even thinking about the money aspect of it. When they went to go tour, what apartment was it? Was they touring like a 2,000 square foot 4-bedroom apartment or something like that?
Yeah, that was bigger than their house.
Yes, to me, I was like, wow, that's wild, for one. But I also agree with Tisha, even though I do feel like her opinion came from her concerns about what the viewers was going to say. I agree with Tisha. I think they should stay together as a family. But from a money standpoint, I mean, I guess it do make sense. But this whole thing don't make sense to me because ain't this house supposed to be temporary? So what are you flipping the house for?
And then threatening her with the, you gonna have to pay me for my time shit. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I thought
away.
I thought he was saying you're gonna have to pay since me and the son are not doing the renovations and you want me here full time. I'm not gonna have the capacity to be over here, then run all the way over there. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna have to spend more money getting a team to come in and do the renovations.
Yeah,
so I think
that's what he was saying. It's gonna take him longer to do.
But I still feel like at the end of the day, you're in construction. Why would you be trying to renovate that by yourself when you supposedly have all these other big jobs that you have to do? You got
because of that big lawsuit.
I didn't think he was saying that they were going to renovate it themselves. I thought he was saying that the people who his contractors were going to renovate the place, and he felt like it would move faster if he was helping or basically.
No, it's not like he said
him and the son. Yes, he was saying him and the son are gonna do, because he was like, remember when you were out of town and I renovated the bedroom? How did I do that? I did it overnight and I worked 2 jobs, trying to let us know that he was actually doing something.
That is how he be talking.
So he was trying to that was just to let us know that he was working hard to renovate their bedroom at one point. I'm like, what bedroom, child? Where? When was you renovating a bedroom, nigga? Like, whatever. But to me, it does sound like he's trying to create some separation, and her saying, no, that's not what I want. And he like, okay, well, I'm going to make you pay for that. Since you don't want to give me my way, I'm going to threaten you so that I can make you feel bad enough to change your mind. That's why, okay, well, you're going to have to pay me for my time. Like, he literally said that to her.
Comment from Pacino. By the way, the son will be in school all day.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Ooh, that's why Tisha was like,
unless it's the summertime, but still,
unless it's the summer.
It wasn't though. Remember, y'all? It's like
when they filmed it.
Yeah, no, you're right. But yeah, it definitely was when I say, to pay me for my time thing, I felt like he was trying to guilt her into doing what he wanted her to do when he said that. Like, oh, you're gonna have to give something up, something that you enjoy. You're gonna have to give up. We're gonna have to make some sacrifices. Like, sir, what else was y'all gonna do to renovate this damn house? You really thought you and your son was gonna renovate this whole house by yourself? That shit wasn't ever gonna get done.
Right, that's crazy.
Stop playing with me.
Why are you renovating it anyway if you're gonna be in a house next year, in the 7 acres house next year?
In 2024, 2025. Like, have they even broke ground yet? Like, give me a break. They
I think the ground may be broke. They just ain't they ain't moving no dirt.
It's giving sticks and rocks.
Yeah,
it's giving Chateau Scott.
Oh, girl. I just feel like I'm tired of them lying so much. And that's the thing that works on my nerves about Carlos. Because it's like, you got all of this critique for Real Housewives of Atlanta, but you can't get the Scotts to stop lying and giving us fake storyline every season.
It's so messy. Well, let's talk about a little piece of a real storyline. Cause let Stormy mama tell it, girl. Stormy paid them $15,000. So first of all, Stormy's aunt and her son come over. Y'all know Junior. I think that's his name. He ended up getting fired by Stormy. But I really feel like, honestly, the only reason why Stormy fired him was because her husband wanted that. That's just what I think. But let's keep going.
That's why she was crying.
Right. So the aunt, I had an issue with this part. The aunt was expecting Stormy to let her know that her son was fired. I don't think that's Stormy's job. That's your son's job. If I was in that situation, I don't expect to tell one of my brothers like, yo, I fired your son. Like, what the fuck? Why would I? That's your son. Like, girl, this is business, and you're technically not in business. Okay, you're family. So I don't ask me that. And I also felt like this. When Stormy's mama outed the $15,000, although I felt like she was wrong for that, it really was the things that she did after that, because I kind of didn't mind the $15,000 because her spilling that, because the aunt strikes me as a person that's going to always excuse her son's bullshit ass behavior regardless.
Absolutely.
I was about to say that.
Absolutely.
I was kind of like, nah, I'm with Stormy mom on that. But when she started to do the absolute most, I said, okay, now see, at that point, your mama would have got her ass cussed the dog fuck out. Because ain't none of my aunties finna step in the manner that your mama stepped. Because I just felt like she started talking to Junior so disrespectfully, calling him a condescending prick and all this and that. And it's like, BIT, you're only acting like this because of where your daughter is, because you think that your daughter is on a higher pedestal than him.
Yep.
Because she got more money or got the bigger house and got all the land. Like, that's whack. But at the end of the day, understand this. She has it. You don't. So I didn't like that. But the aunt got mad, baby. She said, take this mic off me right now. Told the lady she deserved to get an Oscar with all of this acting up that she doing because she's selling her family for pretty much a show. Ran outside, all of that. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts about this overall scene because it was a mess. Stormy, you might have to get your mama up off this show, but I will say this. For me, I'm not going to heavily fault you for your mama's actions because clearly your mama gonna stay and do whatever the hell she want to do, like Mama Joyce. Okay, so I'm not gonna fault you for that, but girl, I would have cussed your mama the dog out. I'm just gonna be, girl, very clear.
I'm gonna tell you though. This the thing that made me mad. I feel like Stormy is just as much to blame because I feel like she's instigating. How many times did her aunt walk out and she went back to get her aunt? When her aunt was sitting outside crying and she telling her how much she loved her, and Stormy was like, well, you need to come back inside because my mama ended up with Junior by herself. As if something was happening and she needed to come and defend her child. So she comes back inside. Leave my baby alone. Like you was trying to force that confrontation, if you ask me. I also don't like all of that light and sage and fake shit you was doing at the beginning because when Mel was trying to get you hoes to learn how to communicate effectively, you didn't want to hear all of that. You wanted to curse and yell and all of that. Well, now everybody cursing and yelling. It's not good communication for you. You're not just getting it all out so y'all can move forward. Oh, all right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like I almost said Sunny. Stormy be with the fake shit sometimes. What disgusted me about her mama, and I mean that disgusted me, was her mama randomly brought up the 15,000. But the thing that disgusted me was the look on her face after she did it. She smiled with so much like satisfaction that she put that out there in front of the TV and in front of the cameras, and I was just like, ew. It just gave very dark salt. Is what it gave. So yeah, I wasn't really here for it, but I agree with what y'all said at the beginning. You could tell that her aunt Lisa will make excuses for Junior, and I think she also don't want nobody to know about his shit because she gonna cover it up and she gonna stick beside him and not really hold him accountable. So I think two things can be true, but I think that Stormy be on that fake positive stuff sometimes. A lot of the times.
I feel like there's a part to this where Miss Betty is right. Because I do feel like he was purposefully sabotaging Stormy's business.
That is so messed up because she done paid all this money. But that's what happens when you let family members use you, girl.
And they be jealous, especially when they feel like, they should be able to have what you have and all of that. Like, I definitely feel like when they were talking, there was some, like, an attitude he had. Like, there's only so much I can do. So what? And it kind of gave me the vibe that you was trying to ruin her shit because you jealous.
Ooh, yeah, I had his back a little bit.
It was owed to him.
I had his back a little bit. Yeah. Ooh, call me his auntie. I mean his mama, because I had a little back. I had his back because this was my thing. Stormy, he's right. He can only do what he can do because BITCH, you're the one putting your products in stores, selling them on your own website. Why is it that you have this large inventory but only have about 7 people? No, you're not going to get me. I'm going to do what I can do in the parameters of what I can do it. And if your husband feels so much of a way, tell him to get his ass in here and help.
Thank you. I agree with you on that, Jamie. I did feel like it was not enough people in there and it was too much work. And obviously you're not doing your job if it got that far behind. So I do agree with you on that. But I did feel like his attitude towards the conversation, the way he was like, oh, well, I don't care about getting fired. It just kind of made me feel like he was tired of being there and he could have low key been like, I'm ready to go anyway. And I think she might have been mishandling him in some ways,
But like they gonna have to fire me to get me out of here type of energy.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it, I'ma chill on the job. This my cousin.
I can't.
And if they want to let me go, they gonna have to fire me because I'm not leaving.
Taking full advantage.
And listen, the fish start, like if something wrong, it start at the head. The fish stinks from the top, from the head, y'all. So don't understand me. Me saying that I feel like Junior had an attitude about the situation that made me feel like he wanted her to fail in some way because he was jealous doesn't mean that she also wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing to keep that from happening in the first place. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, being lazy and feeling entitled and not doing what you're supposed to be doing and having an I don't give a fuck attitude is sabotage to me. If you know you can do something to help the situation, if you know you can do more to help your cousin out because this is a family business.
People be charged for that.
And you doing it on purpose. You're doing it on purpose. So that's why I feel like it's sabotage, because you purposefully not doing as much as you could do because you're jealous. And because they maybe ain't shit as bosses.
I think that's a good point. I don't even know if it's the jealousy. I think he just trifling.
Okay.
That's what I don't even think
just period.
I don't know nothing about this man, but just the way his mama was coming off in defense mode, I wouldn't even say he has that much get up and go about him to even be jealous, because I don't think he has a desire to own a business the way that she does. I think he just is getting by, and he just gonna, ride till the wheels fall off, or until they tell him to get off.
You make sense, Necey, because the way his mama capes for him and the way that, Stormy caped and came through with the 15 rags is giving, I'm going to do what I want to do because I know Stormy going to look out. Like, it's whatever. She got it. She ain't been doing that. She ain't going to do nothing. Like, I'm good. I'm family. Yeah. Good points,
somebody
ladies.
Always going to come save me. Yep.
And good points. Good points. Anything else about Love and Marriage Huntsville?
No. Did y'all find out what they was getting arrested for? I tried to look it up and could not find a thing.
I do not know.
I don't know what he got arrested for, but it probably was drug related. 15 G's. It was probably drug related. For her, I think she might have been like trying, been busting some dude stuff up or something like that.
Yeah, what, like his cars, cut his tires?
Yeah, that type of thing. Because she was acting a fool, and she spent 3 days in jail, which meant the weekend. And then the judge saw that she was a excellent student, and he threw it out. And
but then I'm wondering if she could have been fighting. Maybe it was just like, maybe she could have been fighting possibly. But she probably like another woman or something.
It was given over a dude. Like, I don't know why, but the way she said it was given over a dude or something.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I don't know. It's giving, I bust the windows out your car. That's what it was kind of.
I always wanted to do that. That's all. I always wanted to do that. I never did.
Hilarious.
Girl, we just gonna go somewhere where you can go and break shit legally, because ain't nobody got time for that.
Just don't be breaking it like Jasmine was doing over on Love and Hip Hop, because she was pissing me off. Throwing stuff very gently. I was like, girl, go ahead. Well, Nick done put you through all this shit. You need to be smashing a lot of stuff. Anywho, anything else on Love and Marriage?
Right. Do better.
Do better. Let's go ahead, and we are about to get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. But if you guys could go ahead and like the video, that would be great. All right. Now let's talk about this. Let's get into this show. All right. So Kandi sits with Sonya and lets her know that she's probably not going to be fooling with her because she likes to ride the fence. Sonya then tries to let Kandi know, well, the information that Drew and Kenya came back to you with wasn't what was told to me. I did not like, first of all, I love that Kandi told her that. Right. But I didn't like how Sonya said it like she still knew that Marlo told her the truth. Like it was still a fact. Like what Kandi and Drew said was a lie. I didn't like that at all. And I'm just like, girl, is you still believe in Marlo? And I just want to know, like, what's happening behind the scenes that you believe Marlo so hard? Because for me, it's a giving. Do you want to rub one?
I was just about to say it's giving they hunching.
Because it's not making sense. It's not. Like, I just go back a little bit. Can I go back? Because I said this in my review, and I just want to say it for the masses that didn't hear. Sonya, I don't want to hear you talk no more about trying to have a child, because ain't no way your husband out there in Austin handling business that he's trying to move to Atlanta but has yet to move to Atlanta. I don't want to hear any more about that. If you was willing to go back and forth from Birmingham to Atlanta, back to Birmingham for Kenya, when if you was really trying to have a child, you wouldn't be waiting for your husband to get back. You will be taking that drive or flying out there to Austin to hop on that pin and do what you gotta do. So let that part of the storyline go for the people, okay? But yeah, I was glad that Kandi told her what it was. Any thoughts?
I was glad Kandi told her what it was too. I think Kandi had to get that off her chest. I mean, you could tell it was something that she had been peeping for a long time. And I always felt like, see, this is the thing with Kandi. Kandi is a really nice, welcoming person. And I peeped since Sonya's first season that she was a get in where she fit in type of girl. So I knew when she didn't get in where she wanted to with Kandi and Kenya that she was gonna do the fool. And I always felt like Kandi kind of accepted that until it, directly impacted her. So I'm glad that Kandi can actually see her for what it is and say to her face, like, hey, I'm gonna have to stop fucking with you too. Cause Sonya is she acting like Advocate Sue. That's who she acting like. You want to advocate for everything that don't make sense. You want to tell somebody that 2 + 2 is 6, and I'm not here for it.
I don't even like that she started yelling at Kandi. I would have been like, you need to bring it down. Bring it on down.
Bring it on down.
Bring it on down for start blowing up on your ass. Yes, because I was like, first of all, who are you screaming at? And why are you screaming at me on behalf of Marlo talking about you mad about something that's not the issue? Girl, how you gonna tell me what the issue is in an argument between me and her? Yep, this ain't even got nothing to do with you. How you gonna tell me what the issue is? And especially when I feel like we all know that y'all are in a fake ass alliance. Like y'all are not friends. Y'all are in an alliance.
The C team.
Exactly. That's what it's giving. It's giving we're going to be anti-Kandi and Kenya for the sake of it. I was Kenya. I was bottom rung bitch. I don't care. Why would I respect you? What's to respect? I was Kenya. I'm not about to play with you no more. I'm not about to play this game.
Period.
When Kenya was saying all that, that was coming from, and your own mama didn't even want you. Kenya has not, like, I don't expect Kenya to let that shit go, but I know when Kenya was saying that, it was coming from deep down inside. You a bottom rung bitch, and I've been waiting to tell your ass.
But she is. Like, you go to the depths of hell in order to get at somebody, and then it's the projection for me. Saying shit like telling Kandi she don't have a good character, she's not a good person, she's not a good friend, she's selfish, she's privileged. All of these things that really are examples of Marlo's personality. And then I'm tired of Sonya acting like you don't hear what the Marlo be saying. Marlo has said several times what her issue was about Kandi not being held accountable and how she gets to skate on not talking about certain things, and you wanted to talk about the shooting because Candy's always getting away with not having to share, and y'all want her to work for her check. Stop playing in our faces talking about this about some damn funeral and some flowers. Girl, get the hell out of here with that. That is not what this is about. I don't even think Marlo cared about her nephew like that. You ain't even know
1,000%. Because then she texts Kandi about some money 3 days later about getting some money if you sign up.
Trying to do a business situation with her, girl. You saw my nephew die. He worked for you a while back. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, girl. Yes,
yeah, I'm disgusted.
Well, girl, I got a business opportunity for you. If you trying to make a little money right fast, you can holler at me, girl. You ain't care about that, man. You was just trying to have a storyline to make Kandi look bad, and I think you feel bad about how everybody read your ass down last season. So everything we read you about last season, you trying to come to us with a fake storyline to counteract, and I don't believe none of it. Not the nephews, not the therapy, none of it.
What did y'all think about Marlo thanking Courtney so much for helping her connect with somebody to expunge their record?
I don't believe it. Another thing I don't believe. Fake.
Yeah, Courtney is just a pawn for her to get her storyline across, just like her nephew. May he rest in peace. Marlo's character disgusts me. It is below. Out of the reality TV shows I watch, I think. Oh damn! If I have to think about the most disgusting personalities I've seen, it's gonna be Marlo first, then Phaedra, and then I say Jen Shaw.
Jocelyn.
I was just talking about Housewives world.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Jocelyn will be there. I was just talking about Housewives.
I've been rewatching season 7 of Atlanta, and Nene I don't know how y'all liked her back then. Like, she is so unlikable.
I love Nene.
I did not like her. I didn't. I really didn't. I was when she left, I didn't even care. I was glad at the time.
Me
But
too. I was so happy.
Yeah, I was like, you gotta come back.
Wow.
But over time, I was like, y'all can bring it back.
I was happy because I felt like she was just tarnishing her legacy. Like, I was happy, like, because I knew that was best for her. But I selfishly still wanted Nene there.
I'm gonna tell you what it was. She got on Broadway and lost her fucking mind. She got on Broadway, got them TV shows, and all of a sudden she was better than the show. And I don't have time for these girls and
she
all
did.
of this. And she was giving everybody, right? She was getting new teeth and giving everybody her ass to kiss.
She did.
It wasn't that serious. You wasn't solidified in that career enough for you to take that tone with people, especially because we know that you have been hating on Kandi since the very beginning because Kandi had a real career and you didn't, and she was coming on when you thought she was gonna overshadow you.
Above all these haters.
Okay, I fly above. So yeah, I was watching it back and I was like, the wigs that she would wear, y'all would let her get away with just looking a hot ass mess, as if she didn't look a hot ass mess. Like, this is the time where people wearing like sew-ins and natural roller wraps that move and shit, and she's sitting up there with that, girl, yeah, and she's sitting up there with that stiff ass blonde blunt shortcut with that light pink lipstick on, with the first nose job. I was looking like a damn dodo bird. I was just kind of like, girl, why is she doing this to me?
You said, why she doing this to
me? For real. Like, it was too much. Like, it was way too much. And she was really mean to everybody. And I'm also mad that they got rid of Claudia. Because I feel like Claudia was like, bitch, I will bump titties with you. Let's do it. Like, let's fight. I want to do it. Because everybody else was acting like a punk. And I feel like Claudia and Kenya were the only ones that was kind of over Nene and the foolishness. Even Kandi at that point was trying to like play it close to Nene and not have beef with her because she thought it was in her best interest.
She did, because she used to act the ass, and her and Kandi would always get to this point of, oh, but we respect each other. We respect each other. Like, that was what they would always say. I didn't appreciate Claudia when she was on the show, because I felt like it was her case in point to be like, I'm not scared of Nene.
And she read her down. She read her down. So, y'all, the fact that they was literally sitting at that table laughing at the way Claudia was reading Nene, but Nene is like, laughing about, the things that she was saying, like, your clit has left your body and all of that. That shit wasn't even funny like that. It was like, girl, what? Like,
but she said, Claudia, when you were my age, when I was your, what she said?
When she said, when you were my age, you had edges. Girl.
Still Bridesmaids. The X is not silent.
Oh, she was killing her left and right, girl.
When I made my Bridesmaids t-shirts, 2 of the quotes was Claudia, and I'm like, damn, you know what? I should have went up for her when she was on the show.
And I did too, y'all. I went up for Claudia when she was on the show because she was cool. Like, she would talk to people on Twitter and shit. Back in the day, she was just cool, and I felt like I was tired of Nene's like, I'm above y'all attitude, because it was like, girl, for what?
Yeah, that's fair.
But this right now that's going on, I'm gonna tell y'all, when you really look back, the Marlo situation, Marlo has been flip-flopping and using people, and like, I think what she does is she pretends to be a good person. She'll send people gifts, she'll check in on them, but all of that is like long game investment. Because she feels like, oh, I did all of this for you, so now I'm expecting you to be a friend to me. And it's like, that's not,
when I'm lying and getting over on the next person, you're supposed to go up for me.
Exactly.
Opportunist is what she is. Talking about something, if Kandi would have just only supported her cousin's death or her nephew's death, it would have brought them closer. No, it wouldn't have. You would have used something against her, just like you did with Kenya when you tried to throw in her face the fact that her mama didn't want her or whatever when y'all was getting close. Shut the hell up.
I mean, what's even more so bothersome to me is the people around Marlo who will try to go through backflips to understand the bullshit that she on. Courtney, Sonya, Sheree. Huh?
Exactly. I can't take it, girl. And then Marlo up there lying about her and Kandi. I just wanted something different from my friend of 10 years plus. Can you stop saying that? Because y'all ain't been friends for a decade plus. Like, that's not what happened, ma'am. And then you're going to call this lady selfish and stuff, but she wasn't selfish when she helped you get a show. But you messed that up, though, so, okay? I can't. It be the fans that go crazy for her. Oh, because y'all don't like Candy. Girl, I'm starting to question y'all. But let's keep going.
And also because they the same type of personality. They're the same type of gutter snipe, bottom of the barrel, grimy ass bitches themselves. All her fans. I think Marlo is a prototype that people identify within themselves, and they want us to always like give her pats on the back and believe her because they're those people in their dynamics. They're the ones that gaslight, that lie, that project.
I don't think so. I think that they're
Really?
Not everybody.
I think that people who go up from Marlo are people who get a thrill out of her being the big bad wolf. They probably like the losers, to be honest, who would never do that shit. It's very much giving C-Team.
It's getting who?
C-Team.
Oh, C-Team, yeah.
Yeah, third string Housewives.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, listen, the only reason I say that is because I feel like what I have learned is that most people's perspective really does come from how they feel in their own dynamics and how they look for people to kind of let them say whatever and do whatever in dynamics. Like the people that like Giselle, I'm sorry, the people who I know in real life that like Giselle, they are the Giselle. They're
now,
her.
I have to oppose. I have to speak up because y'all know I used to like her. I used to like her.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you do. You asked me. You asked me that. You was like, why did I like Giselle and Robin? I was like, I don't know. It was just something about it. Because I couldn't stand Monique at one point, and I loved her because I feel like she came across fake and she tried to be perfect Patty or whatever. And they used to drag her. I used to love it.
I used to like Robin until Monique came on.
But I'm not like a Giselle though. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
but you also
like
don't
her.
Still like her either. Like we've been with Marlo for a long time. Like you should know who it is by now. Why do you still like this lady after all of these years of she has never changed? What do you like about her? Her fashions, that's it?
What fashions?
Exactly.
Le archive.
That's all I'm saying, y'all. It's certain people. To me, it's certain people that I think a lot of their fans have their same type of personality. They're mean girls. They mean and they assholes, and they like when people who are mean and assholes win because it makes them feel like they will too.
Not
everybody.
Nene,
not everybody.
But lucky, I like Nene because my mama lucky remind me of Nene.
Girl, I'm about to say, go watch it again. Go watch it again. Because I'm gonna tell you, go watch it again. Y'all ain't gonna like it if you watch it again. It's so aggravating, y'all. And then I'm watching it back the way Portia was so damn childish, and they would just be laughing about stuff. Like Claudia was like, "Bitch, what you laughing at?" Like it was aggravating, y'all. Like you gotta watch that shit back. Peacock really came through in a clutch with streaming all them old seasons.
What y'all think about Kenya wanting to have some more Mark's babies with this
embryo?
Hang
it up,
I forgot
Kenya.
all about that. She's
Hang it up
with that one.
I'm mixed.
It made me. Jamie, please.
Because I'm like, dang, girl, you spent all that money to house them embryos only to throw them away and get nothing out of it. Because don't you gotta pay to house them? You gotta pay that every month.
Storage.
That's why I'm like, dang, like I would hate for that money to go to waste, right? Because here's the thing: it's no disrespect to Kenya, but what are the odds of her really finding a good candidate in a man?
You mean like a husband or just a sperm donor?
A husband. She can get a sperm donor anywhere, but then she already got her embryos. That's a whole nother fee to go and get a sperm donor and then mix your embryo. It's like she's starting the process all over again. So I'm a little mixed, but I know Mark is not going to give her what she wants. At least I don't think, because everything that she's tried to get with this divorce, he's the reason that it's prolonged because he keep denying everything. So I'm a little mixed. I don't want her to have no more children with him for real, but what's gonna be the better thing? I mean, is he gonna even be involved? I mean,
I was thinking
that would be a problem.
This must be what Khloe Kardashian was thinking when she explained it. I was like, oh, so this is why Khloe still decides to have kids by Tristan, even though they went together.
To me, I think that Kenya hasn't fully healed if she thinks it's worth it to have another kid with this man simply for the sake of not having more than one child. Daddy. Yeah, like that's crazy. That's ridiculous. It's not that serious. I really want y'all to get over that. It's really not that serious.
It's not.
If you weren't supposed to have children with more than one person, you wouldn't be able to. Like if God really intended for you not to do that in such a serious way, he would have made it so that once you had a baby with one person, that was the only person that you could get pregnant by. But that's not how any of this works. So stop putting all of that extra shit on it. You already a 40 something, 50 something year old woman with kids that you didn't had from science. Like, like, come on, like, get out of your head with the respectability politics. But for me, the reason why I said no and she needs to hang it up is because I feel like she don't really want another child because she wants another child. Wanting another child so Brooklyn can have a playmate is not a good enough reason to have another child, especially not another child with Mark Daly. Like, hey, girl.
And especially when you almost lost your life delivering.
Hell yeah. Like, surrogacy or nothing, girl. Surrogacy or nothing.
That's what I say. And that's a whole nother fee. So I don't know. Maybe she need to get a whole nother sperm donor. And just go with that, and then that way she don't have to deal with no dad at all. Because I think that would be kind of messed up when I think about it.
Don't want to get a sperm donor.
Why?
But what you will know is that he needed a medium-sized pizza.
So he ejaculated in a cup so you can have a kid.
Now check that. Y'all, let me say something. I can't stand Phaedra. It's like I feel like she's one of them people that she really irked me because I hate fake church lady people. You a freak, you nasty, and you mean and you petty, but you act like you above it all. I can't stand that shit. She really irks me, but I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Apollo was the worst. I'm watching this shit back.
He was.
Shireen is over there still getting the worst. She might be getting tongue because they had nasty kiss, y'all. Phaedra and Apollo had a little nasty ass tongue kiss. And then on couples retreat, he tongue kissed Shireen in that same way. I was just like, oh, he must be real nasty in bed.
On that air mattress.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you, Jania, for the super chat. I think it's also because at Kenya's age, she probably gonna struggle trying to retrieve more eggs. So she want to use the embryo. This is a great point too. I ain't think about that. Yeah, she probably is going to struggle. Yeah, it didn't sound like she had any eggs that were unfertilized. So
I don't have an issue with her using her embryos, like especially if she can make sure that he don't have no say so, no dealings. But see, I don't see a problem.
And that's what I was thinking. But this is what I also started as I thought about it more. But what if that baby is like, that's my daddy, but he don't get me? He only comes and get Brooklyn. Girl, let me stop. Because that baby was up, that Brooklyn was up there in New York, and he still didn't come get Brooklyn.
And that's what I'm saying. He's not a present parent as it is. I mean, listen, that will probably be a conversation that Kenya will have to have. But to me, I feel like if I want to have another baby with your embryos and we're not going to agree to it, then I don't think she should do it. But if she's going to be like, okay, well, I'll just take care of myself and I won't rely on you, then that's another thing. But I also feel like he's still going to want to do for Brooklyn. So yeah, it would still make the baby feel like we both, your kid, but you only want to take care of and show love toward Brooklyn. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, can you just hang it up, baby? You have Brooklyn. That was good enough.
It's that baby probably gonna resent her. Yes, adopt. Because that baby could resent her and like, why did you have me under these circumstances when you already knew my daddy wasn't gonna be da-da-da-da. Right. All because you wanted my sister to have like
a playmate. Right. When she got all these friends, you better send her over there by Candy House to play with Blaze and get out my face.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay. And her other homegirl, everybody got kids. Girl, send them. You better send them kids over to their friend's house.
Akilah or Sheila, that girl. Yeah, she tripping. It's not that deep. Get her a dog.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's walk. Anything else on Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I just really don't like Sonya. She's been so disappointing. And Sheree, shut up. I'm tired of Sheree. That seating arrangement was trash. How you going? Because to me, if you was really trying to join the sides, why is it that you only separated Kenya, Candy, and Drew, and you, Sonya, and Marlo were all sitting next to each other?
Ooh. And where the fuck did those tears come from, Sheree?
I didn't see any, so I don't know where they came from because they didn't land.
I just want everyone to get along.
Like,
and
girl,
it wasn't even that serious. Like,
it wasn't.
She was acting like she was talking to the OG cast. Like they had all been friends forever.
Like Nene and Kim were there. Like, girl, your friends Kim's not here. Calm down.
And who is everybody that needs to get along? You're really talking about Marlo and Candy, but every chance you get, you take a shot at Candy. So do you really want them to get along? Like, what you talking about? Y'all are a mess.
That was stupid.
Whoa. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up our segment on TV. And now we are about to get into the Soup. Oh my God. Ooh, near, far,
Wherever you are.
That my, what is it? Will
My heart will
there we go.
on.
Yes, church. Come on in. Thank you so much for your tithes. Delia, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, ladies, for your entertaining commentary. When I tell you I have been going through losing my GPA, and the fallout from it, I really need this show. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear
Sorry about
that.
that, Delia.
I'm so sorry
Very
to hear
sorry.
that. Thank you so much. Let's talk about this, because this came in right when we about to speak about people that have also lost someone. So this situation, this submarine has had everybody in a chokehold. Okay, so this is the Ocean Gate submarine. They call it the Ocean Gate Expedition Submersible. They call it the Titan. Okay, so it's a part of the ocean. It's the Ocean Gate Expedition Submersible, where these people were trying to go all the way down to the bottom of the ocean to view the Titanic wreckage. Okay, and this happened on, I do believe, Sunday, which was Father's Day. And shortly after they went under, I believe they said that they lost all communication with them after like an hour and 45 minutes. And I think it's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, all the way down to the very bottom where the Titanic was. And what we were hearing at first was that there was like 96 hours of oxygen that was left. And we found out earlier today that the oxygen ran out earlier this morning, but as the day progressed, they ended up finding some type of parts of the submarine that was down there. They found parts of it, and based on the parts of it that they found, they believe that it imploded. Therefore, when it says implode, I guess it crumbles up kind of like a can, like a can soda. It kind of crumbles up like on the inside versus like explode. And they believe that they died from the impact, and it was an immediate death. So this is something that we're finding out now. And let's see about the people that were on the ship. Let me see if I have that. So they confirmed that the passengers were the Ocean Gate CEO by the name of Stockton Rush. There was a Pakistani businessman named Shahzada Dawood, who was also with his son Solomon. There was also a Titanic expert by the name of Paul Henry. And then there was a British billionaire by the name of Hamish Harding. And somehow Hamish Harding, his wife, is connected to family members. I believe there were 2 other millionaires or billionaires that were like her aunt or something, or maybe like her grandparents that died in the Titanic. So his wife is connected to people that passed away with the Titanic all those years ago. And I guess that might be where his interest came from, where he wanted to like go down there and explore it and everything, right? And so there's been a lot of conversation, and rest in peace to these people, because we do believe that they are no longer with us, and that instead of them passing away today due to lack of oxygen, a lot of what they're saying, the Coast Guard, from my understanding, they're believing that they actually died on impact on Sunday shortly after they lost communication. So a lot of people have been dropping all kinds of memes. There's been a lot of stuff being said. There have been a lot of people that could care less about what has happened. And there have been people that's been upset with the fact that people could care less about this. Let's be very clear so that y'all also know this portion too. Everybody up here, except for the man at the very top with the gray and red jacket on, that is the CEO. Okay. Everyone else paid $250,000 to go inside of this soda can. Okay. They paid $250,000 for a ticket just to take a ride to the bottom of the ocean to go down there and mess with them people. And let me tell you something. And I do say mess with them people. And I'm just going to tell y'all my thoughts, and I'm going to let the ladies go. First of all, when I hear this, it makes me think about Lake Lanier just a little bit. Okay, hear me out. Okay, we know that Lake Lanier, before they put water and made it a lake, it was a Black community that they burned to the ground, and they killed a lot of Black people and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So from that, at some point over time, they ended up pouring a lot of water over it, right? And we have learned over time that a lot of people have died, like, and people have had different type of experiences and stuff in that water. And how I see this situation is y'all went down there where all of those people passed away at the bottom of the ocean near the Titanic, and y'all thought that y'all was just gonna go down there, and it's not. It's y'all in the chat laughing, but it's not funny for real. But I'm just like, y'all went down there to be a part of their world, and I hate it so much because now y'all are.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
It's really sad.
Should let them people.
I'm sorry, y'all. I had to.
And in all honesty, y'all, and feel the way that you choose to feel, because I'm gonna feel mine. I do not care. I do not care about these billionaires and these people in these high places that could pay $250,000 to hop onto a soda can to ride all the way down to the bottom and it implodes. I'm not necessarily sorry. We have our own issues here in America. There are Black children that's going missing constantly, and I don't see them calling out any type of armies or anything to go and pull a search for them. Okay. And these are also the same millionaires that be out here lobbying to keep y'all at a certain pay rate so that their pockets can continue to grow. Absolutely not. I'm not going to be feeling sorry for those type of people that's not even trying to help you expand where you are. Girl, they trying to over here keep y'all at $7 and whatever an hour, or $10 or $12 an hour. Meanwhile, they over there living lavish and whatever else they can by spending $250,000 to go down to the bottom. And that's what they doing with y'all money, because y'all the ones that work for it. They just the ones that spend it. Hello, are you there? And let's be very clear. Don't have no conversation with me about something. Well, what if it was y'all? What if it was your bitch? First of all, let me be very clear. My family not gonna spend $250K on a soda can. They may spend it on a house. Okay, they may spend it on that, something that's going to be paid off. They may spend it on other type of experiences that are above the water, but we not gonna do that. So that's just how I feel about that. It's definitely giving God rest their souls, but at the same time, this was the game they chose to play with the game controller, and when you play certain games, you do win certain prizes, and that's all that I have to say on that.
So for me, I feel like this was stupid from the beginning. Like, there's no escape door. I don't think there is an accurate record of how many times the Ocean Gate Titan has actually gone to the bottom to see the Titanic and made it back successfully, because we've only really seen one other time where they've gone down and come back up successfully. Besides that, there was a time where they were supposed to leave. They got 37 feet down and had to come back up. Mind you, the Titanic is 13,000 feet below the surface. So they only got 37 feet below the surface. Okay. So I personally feel like the fact that they even agreed to do this and kind of felt like, we're just going to throw caution to the wind. We're just going to go ahead and wing it. Like, it just feels like the ego of rich people is just so thick and so unrealistic that y'all really thought this was going to work out in your favor because everything else in your life has. So we're going to ignore the fact that this has not been regulated. This hasn't been safety proof. Like, there was nothing to protect you once they got down there, y'all. Like, I was watching all these videos. People was talking about how heavy that thing is. Once it got to the bottom, it basically moves off of buoyancy. So while it's up further, it can travel down or it can travel back up because it has water underneath it. But once it gets all the way to the bottom, there is no buoyancy under it to push it back up. And it's so damn heavy, it's just going to stay there. And there was no way for anybody to get them out. They were like basically just stuck in there until they were retrieved and taken out. But there was no way for them to do that at this point. So when I saw that video of the way it imploded and just kind of crashed, like, just kind of like a can that, you step on a can, how it collapses. Yeah, like, the pressure down there at the bottom of the ocean is just so much. People haven't really been to the bottom of the ocean, y'all. That's not something people do often. So
it's not like going to outer space either.
I know, right? Who filed any nails? This is ridiculous, that they even thought it would work. It wouldn't work.
I think it might be Necey.
I'm done. So For me, okay, this is a thing. I struggle to even believe that this happened. Like, to be honest, I struggle to believe that it happened just because I was like, who would do this and why? But to Bondy's point, rich people have this like superiority when it comes to their mind. They think that they're this invincibility about them. And I really didn't think about it very much until the pandemic happened. Because they were the ones who, news resources and everybody was saying that, black and brown communities was being more impacted. They literally thought that they were not going to be impacted by COVID. And that's just one example. So that explains why. This is why. There's a bit of invincibility to this. But I did feel bad because I did hear that the son, didn't want to go down there. And his sister made a news statement saying that he only went because it was Father's Day.
Yep.
Are you serious?
He went with his dad.
Saw his aunt. Yeah. Yep. That was his aunt. His dad's sister.
Yeah, I
see that part. That's so messed up.
And I just thought about like the eeriness of their final moments, knowing that they had fucked up. Like when you think about the story and it being dumb, you like, okay. But the eeriness of that is just, I don't know. And number one, I would never trust a man named Stockton Rush.
Absolutely not. Especially with that hair.
Yes. May they rest in peace.
Absolutely.
But it's why?
That's terrible, y'all. I didn't know that little boy didn't want to go. That's so messed up. I still feel like that don't mean that dad was a good person. Because why the hell would you convince your son to do that in the first place? That's crazy.
That's so sad. I don't know if I would forgive my husband for that at all. You done took my baby on this thing. He didn't even want to go. And then now he ain't coming back.
But y'all was mad at that stepson. That stepson probably had a reason not to kill.
Ooh, and we will get into him. Thank you so much, Peace to Mateo, for the super chat. Experts told them no, it was controlled by a $20 game controller, and the owner said you have to take a risk. Play stupid games. Shaking my head. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, that is just like, girl, that is sad. I do hope that the wife is a part of the will or something, to where she'll be able to, continue to live how she needs to.
Do y'all believe there's a possibility? I just remember whenever I said I struggle to believe that this happened, part of me was thinking it's too much fucking money in that submersible for somebody not to be in some legal troubles to want to fake their death.
Listen, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it's given we wanted to fake our deaths, first of all. And another thing that I heard was it could have been a sacrifice. And that's another thing that I could also believe, because I believe on a larger scale, I think rich people believe in powers that they don't tell everybody else that they believe in. They tell y'all to believe in Jesus and God, and then they believe in something totally different, and they do shit.
Oh yeah, I believe that for sure. That's why they was checking the White House emails, and they was talking about pizzas and the kids and all the sacrifices and all this. With what's her name? Hillary Clinton. Yes, allegedly. Yep.
Yes. I feel like we be thinking we be knowing what they be talking about, but we don't know what they be talking about. We think we know. But I think they absolutely sacrifice people and sacrifice, a large amount of people. You have to understand that too. Like, and then the way it happens, them all being rich, it being 5 of them, there being a son present, y'all, and not just another millionaire. That's another thing. Like the connection of those 2 people being a part of it. Like it all feels very eerie. So I'm down with y'all with it's one or 2 things. Either y'all faked it or it was some type of like sacrificial thing. Because it just don't even make sense for people to make such a rash decision. Like,
well, I had another theory too, that it was like a scheme that they set up, not so much as like fake our death, but a scheme they set up with somebody else. So they talked about with the Titanic, I was seeing a lot of stuff about how there were certain billionaires that was on the Titanic that were like, I believe they were trying to like do something with American money or create these banks
with the reserves.
Yes,
the Federal Reserves.
Yes, and JP Morgan backed out and said, "Hey, I'm not going to go on the Titanic. I'm not going to go." Whatever the case was. Well, with JP Morgan not going and the Titanic crashing, and all those billionaires and the people that he was at the round tables with, they died. Shortly after that, he was able to put in play whatever he was trying to put in play with JP Morgan and other people. So then that makes me question, when you want to go deeper, like, well, who all were these people connected to and what were they working on, to where that could have been a similar situation as well.
Right. Not this comment saying that JP Morgan was the only person who didn't go because he consulted his astrologer. Come on.
Oh, really?
Where is that at?
In the comments, somebody said, I'm gonna have to look that up, because honestly, y'all, the way okay, so y'all know I follow a few YouTubers that do Gemini readings and stuff like that. They do all of the signs, but I follow people that do specifically Gemini ones. When I tell y'all, they've been on fucking point on me, like for the past couple of weeks. All of your hard work is about to pay off. All of your work is about to come to fruition. Something's gonna happen. Like for a minute now, like for the past, I want to say a month, I've been having those types of readings. And plus, y'all know, I didn't told y'all before about other stuff that's been personal that they've been spot on about. So, like, girl, I'm sorry. I'm going to be down with my astrologers and my girls that read tarot and all of that. I'm sorry. They be on.
I did not know that part. Oh, there it is. Keisha said it. Just like with the Titanic, a lot of wealthy people were honestly correct. JP Morgan was the only person who didn't go because he consulted his astrologer. Yes. Okay. Thank you. I didn't know about the astrologer part, but I knew what he went and did after, what he was working on prior to the trip, and then what he went on to do afterwards. So thanks for dropping that in the chat. All right, y'all. So there's more to this story, okay? So once this happened, one of the guys, and let me make sure I have his name, Hamish Harding. I believe it's Hamish Harding because he was like the only billionaire there. So the guy that you see in the blue suit up here, his stepson came to the front, and he wanted to let everybody know that although, like that's his stepdad and he's supposed to be over there, like, I guess, looking for him or whatever, there ain't a whole lot he could do. He decided that he was going to go to a Blink 182 concert. So because of that, a lot of people dragged him, including Cardi B, because they felt as though, no, that's not something you should be doing. You should be there where your stepdad is. Like, the entire world is looking for him. Why aren't you? For me, I have to say, we're going to play what Cardi B said, but chances are I disagree with her, because just because a person is a billionaire and just because a person is a stepdad or a family member, you do not know who those people were to them. They could have been hell on wheels to them. Hell, we going to find that out with Russell Simmons and his kids and the ex-wife. So it's like, y'all don't know who these people are to them. So I didn't put no fault on him wanting to go to a Blink 182 concert, because some of y'all going to go to a Beyonce concert regardless of who done passed away. And y'all going to sit up here and judge that man. Okay. And then y'all done sat up here and, girl, y'all just like to ridicule people. Like, y'all need to just figure it out. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to listen to what Cardi had to say.
One of the billionaires that's missing on the water from that submarine shit, one of the billionaires, their stepson, is at a concert, right? At a Blink 182 concert. And people is like, well, what is he supposed to do? Be sad at the house? Is he supposed to go look for himself? Yes. You're supposed to be at the house sad. You're supposed to be crying for me. You're supposed to be right next to the phone waiting to hear any updates about me. You're supposed to be counseling your mom and shit. Like, isn't it sad that you a whole fucking billionaire and nobody gives a fuck about you? Like, like you missing and motherfuckers is ready to shake dicks at concert. That's crazy. I'd rather be broke. I'd rather be broke than like and poor, but knowing that I'm loved. Like, okay, so
no ma'am. What she said something about ain't that crazy, like that you're a billionaire and nobody cares about you. I feel like that says more about the billionaire than it says about the people that don't care.
Hello.
So then the guy says the son says, Cardi B, we all know all your latest releases are trash, but is your career this desperate for attention now? Then he goes on to say, what a piece of SHI, trashy celeb. Cardi B trying to get clout off me and my family suffering. I went to a Blink 182 concert for coping rather than sitting at home and watching the news. Shame on you, Cardi. Get some class. Now, sir, I will say this. Although I disagree with Cardi, I will say this. First of all, baby, had you not come to social media and let the people know that you were going to a Blink 182 concert, nobody would have fucking knew. Hello? Are you
Right.
there? Are you there?
Mhm.
So neither one of y'all is really right in the situation. But I don't think that we should be sitting up here trying to police people and how they should be
I don't
grieving
think
and how they
so.
should respond and all this and that. But it's just funny because when DC was standing up there and expressing himself, y'all had one thing to say, and then now we got this man up here and the people saying something else. I don't know what y'all want to do this week. Y'all can figure it out. Whatever y'all want to do, y'all just let me know how y'all want the people to grieve, because obviously they have to grieve how you think they should. So
That's
then
a good
Cardi
point, Jamie.
says, Cardi says the point was the whole world is praying for these people in the submarine. Cardi, I'm not a part of that world, ma'am. But the whole world was praying for these people in the submarine. And this man's son is online shaking dicks for girls off OnlyFans and going to Blink 182 concerts. You was looking for clout all along. Nobody knew who you were until you said that was your stepdad. And that is a fact. This is why people hate you, spoiled brat millionaires. Y'all so desensitized. Okay. So that's where we at with it. He ended up doing another video to Cardi at a later time. And
I sent that to you in case you ain't have it.
Okay, hold on. Let me get it.
But let me say this though.
Yes.
Cardi, you got some fucking nerve, because here's the thing. I feel like at the end of the day, somebody being a billionaire could possibly mean they're an asshole. So why is it that you are policing the way their family members are responding to them deciding to put their life in harm's way? If I was the stepson, I would low-key not even really care about my stepdaddy, because why would your dumb ass do that in the first place? That's how I would have been looking at him. You shouldn't do that. You know that's stupid, right?
Somebody got to get the money now.
Okay, somebody got to stay alive and get the payout from the insurance policy that we had in place for him. Like, go to hell. I just kind of feel like you don't know people's relationships, so I don't understand why get online and use your platform to try to make it seem like, somebody not grieving properly when, I hate to say it, but when Tasha was like, well, wasn't you doing this, and this when, Takeoff passed away? And I was like, see, that's the point. That's why you can't get up there and act like, you better than somebody when you don't know their situation exactly like that. When somebody can pull that you was doing shit that may not have been, the most tactful after someone passed away, girl. I don't know, but I just kind of feel like.
I also don't feel bad for the stepson because his response was getting very much racist.
I don't feel bad for him or anything.
They said he was out there saying all kind of N-words and stuff. So I think that's why he deleted. I think that's why he deleted his Twitter or whatever account it was.
He looked like a Trump supporter
because his first response to Cardi was trashy, classy, trashy. Why? That's a racist white person first response is to talk about how somebody ain't classy. That's your way. You looking at her like she dirty because she ain't white.
So let's listen real quick. Let's see what he had to say. Hold on.
You take a complete bitch like Cardi B, has no idea what's going on. Her career is in such turmoil. She needs clout off other people suffering. And she's like, he won't go help. Blah, blah, blah. He goes to a rock concert, this and that. Tries to use the situation to exploit, like the news. They're not like feeling sorry that my mom has to take care of 2 kids. Not really giving a fuck that my stepdad's probably 99% chance he's dead. That doesn't matter. Doesn't care how we feel. Just trying to like fucking make gains. But people like trolling, getting hate mail, all these things. And it's just fucked up. And to have Cardi B behind it, Cardi B, like, fucking grow up, get some class. Like, you're tasteless.
Yikes. So that is what he had to say to Miss Cardi. And I still don't feel bad at all.
What's classy about a big burly ass white man calling a woman a bitch? What's classy about that?
Exactly like Trump's.
Nothing about it.
Yeah, it's like as much as you say that she not caring about your mom and them and stuff, it's like
you don't care neither. You don't care neither. To be honest, I feel like I don't even expect y'all to have sympathy for each other. When people have that amount of money, they be like emotionally detached from each other in a way that it's about the money because it's always about the money. So to me, I feel like, is it surprising that a billionaire stepson doesn't care about his death? No. Regular poor people don't be caring about their stepchildren or their step-parent. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't really care, and I don't understand why we needed to even talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're going to even care about this story in the first place, because I I thought it was stupid from the beginning. I was laughing because I was, before everybody died, y'all. I was laughing because I was like, why would you even do this? Like, who does this? Like, once we saw that CBS story about all of the, parameters and everything that was involved, it just kind of seemed like the dumbest shit I had ever seen. So I didn't really feel sorry for them. And that's why I wasn't worried about the stepson feeling sorry, because who told you to do that stupid shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I do feel sorry for the little brother, because I didn't even know that he didn't want to go, and he only went to make his dad happy for Father's Day. But I'm still looking at the dad like, you're a piece of shit for even making your son go through such a, like, you knew the risk and you still let your son do that? Like, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, to me, that don't make you no good parent, because I don't know a parent that would put their child in harm's way like that. Like, that's insane. So, yeah, F this white man that's calling Cardi a B. But also, Cardi, why you looking for somebody to sympathize with this billionaire? That's weird, too.
Because we don't. Let's get into the next thing as we stay on Cardi. So, from this situation of Cardi going off on this guy, having this, back and forth, it resulted in a back and forth between she and Tasha K. Okay, so let's get into that. Tasha K pretty much tells Cardi, she tells her, or she didn't tell Cardi, she just put in the comments and was just like, wasn't she out here popping out with guns and all that other stuff after Takeoff had passed away? And now she got so much to say about somebody else, like people grieve in different ways or whatever. So that's pretty much what Tasha K says, right? And what Cardi does is something that I wish she would just stop. I would not respond to a hoe that owe me money, especially if it's $4 million. Girl, you couldn't even pay for the words out my mouth. So when you run that money, then we can have a conversation for me. So Cardi goes on to say this to Tasha. And Tasha K, with your despicable ass, to bring up Takeoff to prove a fake ass point is disgusting. I lost weight. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Me and my man still dealing with that to this day. I'm a rapper. We target it all the time. So, of course, I have guns for protection. But since you want to be funny for comments, I'm going to make sure your kids don't go to college. You think my lawyers don't know that you hiding money in Africa? I'm going to make sure I get every red cent of my $4 million. Don't ever put Takeoff name in your mouth, okay? I feel like these were things that did not need to be explained. I don't need to tell you that I was stressed and then I was tired and I was, couldn't eat and all this and that behind somebody's death, because you're going to choose and think whatever the hell it is that you want to do. But what I am going to do is see all of your comments, and then I'm probably going to file another lawsuit on your ass. Then I'm going to make sure that the judge knows everything so you can go and run me that money. And in addition, if you could put a gag order on her ass, I would have been did that. Like, bitch, don't speak on my name. Don't do none of that. Anytime you do something, you're going to be in violation, and I'm going to get more up out your ass because you already ain't got that. So when Cardi says she gonna make sure her kids don't go to college, people love trying to make it seem like she's saying something about the kids. No, she's talking about your parenting is what she's really talking about. Cardi says, y'all saying I'm talking about kids. I'm talking about how her mouth is going to affect financials for years, all because she can't stop talking. But I'm wrong for saying that. But it's cool for her to bring up my family that we lost less than a year ago. Y'all saw me waving a gun after a Takeoff pass, or literally months later on Put It on the Floor music video. But let me guess, I'm always wrong. Okay. So they pretty much have a back and forth. Tasha did this video. I have to be honest, the shit was hilarious to me a little bit.
I died. It
was to the song. It was to the song where Takeoff says, "Don't let that broke bitch in. She too messy."
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And it was
that
funny.
Shit was hilarious, bro. And then that door was so nice. I was like, "Bitches, that's your kitchen. That look nice."
So then, this is what Cardi also had to say.
You're embezzling. Embezzle. Yeah, bitch, you're embezzling, bitch. You're gonna go to jail.
So what was that judge's name? The judge from the motherfucking court, from the lawsuit. I forgot his name. His name started with the W. He said, if you hide any money, you're gonna get in trouble by the court. Bitch, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Yeah, you're going to jail.
This
Am I still on?
This is pretty much all that Cardi said, girl. We're not gonna play no more. But Tasha K did kind of come back and do this whole apology where she was just like, sorry,
Ooh,
Barty
girl.
Gang. It's my fault that y'all ain't got no album because she been tied up in court with me trying to get money that I ain't got or whatever. So y'all may never get an album because the label ain't investing in her like that. They lost so much money on the front end, which I don't believe. But that's why they ain't pouring into her now. And then she went on to try to promote Nicki Minaj and what she has coming up. So it was just a mess. And I just want Cardi to like, why are you talking to this lady? You know, Tasha is very strategic with this stuff.
Absolutely.
She never really goes viral off of nothing unless it's dealing with you. And you only add more to her pockets. Like she's still gaining.
Yeah,
she's gaining subscribers or she's gaining followers. She's gaining the attention. Like you're only adding value to her. Like why would you want to do that when you're the one that's supposed to get paid?
And
that don't make
nothing
sense.
in yours. Yep.
And let me tell you, that's the first thing I thought about. Somebody DM me, oh my God, Bondy, did you see this? You like this post that Tasha posted talking about Takeoff? I was like, no, sweetheart. I liked it because Tasha is trending and I'm going to be on her show this Friday. So I'm going to just keep it a buck. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, there goes Tasha again, raising her, you know, her platform. Like it is what it is. Like I don't think people get it. And I feel like I wish Cardi would just stop responding if you really that upset about it. Cause she's trolling you. She's trying to poke at you and get a response because it's going to double her viewership or it's going to draw more attention to her. She was trending on Twitter after that. Like it did its job. So that's why I was just kind of like, girl, I'm not about to be that mad, but I also understand where Cardi is coming from. You know what I'm saying? But you know, shit. I don't know what y'all want me to do about it. Because everybody keep asking me, like I was like, what y'all want me to do? I can't tell Tasha what to think, just like she can't tell me what to think. So
right.
That's between the two of them people, girl.
Right. Exactly. A whole mess. Anything, Necey?
Nah, I pretty much said my piece. Yeah, I agree with you, Jamie. I wouldn't be saying nothing unless I got my money. I think the gag order was a pretty good idea.
If she could, she would. I don't think she can.
No, I don't think she could.
Because she's a public figure.
But yeah, and the other this is why I slick disagree. The $4 million is enough to act like a gag order. If you owe somebody that much, you stop talking, is what you would imagine.
But only if you're lying about them. If you talk, you know, telling the truth, or if you are only trolling them online, it's not the same as you getting on your platform and, you know, putting out an interview with somebody lying.
And see, that's what I wonder about the gag order, right? Because if it was possible, if she could, she would. But then I wonder if she really would. Maybe it's because of the profession that Tasha's in, IDK. But it's like, I mean, a lot of these football players be public figures, and when these girls go on these reality shows, they be gagged to the down order. Yeah, where they can't speak on certain. They really can't even say their names.
That's what I meant though, Jamie. So like because of what Tasha does for a living, like the way she's not talking about her a lot of times from a personal standpoint. She's talking about her from the social media standpoint, from the business standpoint. You know what I'm saying? From where she is with it. So like you said, like that's the only reason why I feel like you can't really tell Tasha she can't talk about Cardi, because Cardi's a public figure and Tasha's job is to talk about public figures.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would still look into this shit.
That's what I'm saying. I think if she could get a gag order, she probably would have gotten one, especially after the way Tasha has been trolling her about that damn money.
Yikes.
Remember when she did that video? I don't have it. Like, remember right when it, you know, it all came out, she was like, I ain't got it. I was just like, girl.
Yes. I wonder what that's going to look like in a few years. And we know that Tasha did file that bankruptcy, which kind of put a halt on things, but it doesn't erase the debt of the court ordered like payment that she's supposed to pay. But it does like kind of like put a halt on things just a little bit. So I just wonder how that's going to play out for Cardi once Tasha's out that bankruptcy phase. Like, are you going to be able to report what you said that you could report, that she's hiding money over here and hiding money over there and all of that other stuff? I just would like to see it and would like to know. But either way, girl, good luck. What else do we have over here? Listen, we're going to talk about the Simmons. Sunday was supposed to be a day filled with love for some people, right? Well, we wake up on Monday and realize it wasn't no love at all, honey, because the Simmons got into it. They got into some things, and I was definitely here for it. So, what it appears happened, and let me see. Is it on this one? Let me see. Okay, if it's not on this one, I'll just tell y'all. Okay, so Mingley, the daughter to Russell and Kimora, she made a post of her mommy and her. I believe they were on like a runway or something where she was pretty much telling her mother Happy Father's Day, right? Well, I guess when Russell saw that, he didn't really like it. So he had some choice words where he was saying something like, stop telling father something. He made some post or whatever where he was pretty much coming for Kimora and made it seem like she was trying to keep him away from the kids or something, right? Well, with his little antics, Kimora decided she was going to come out and, blast him. Now, I am going to play it. It's not going to be all of it. Of course, it's going to be a clip. So we'll get into what Kimora had to say. And then we'll also get into a snippet of what the daughter Aoki Lee had to say, the baby girl, because she had a lot to say, and she dropped receipts on her daddy, calling out him and his behavior.
Never get into this. I usually let people go and rant and rave. It's funny though how this particular person in question, because I could go in on a few of them one by one, but it's funny how this particular person, if you again go look back, you'll see on their page that they post all these pictures like we're together, like we're friends. They've even posted pictures and then said like, I just got off the phone with my kids, they sent me this great picture. None of that's true. I like receipts. So of course I have text messages. I have messages from all my kids, you can go and see. I think the bottom line, like probably the breaking point for all of this was over the past many months when their dad just sort of cut them off. He was contributing a little bit of cash to their like monthly, college spending, not much, a couple $100 probably, maybe $500, maybe, and I never get into this. I usually let people go and rant and rave. It's funny though how this particular person in question, because I could go in on a few of them one by one, but it's fun. And so one day he just kind of cut the kids off. There was no more money coming in, no more like allowance, quote unquote allowance. I think he probably did that just to double up the expenses on me, which is no problem. I stepped up, I did it. But when he did this, it was around just before finals and graduation. It was some months ago, just before finals and graduation. And he did it without telling the kids or talking to the kids or anything. He did it, it's funny, after he did an interview with, I heard some clips from an interview with this young man. I don't know, but I see him a lot. I think his name is Academic or DJ Academic. Oh, happy Juneteenth, you guys. We're doing all this on Juneteenth. Come on, let it go. Let it out. So I saw in that clip, that was some months ago too. You can go and reference it and find it, where he told this guy, he was on and on about this guy. And I think it was about old school hip hop heads and how, and so one day he just kind of cut the kids off. You should honor them, which I believe you should. But he was saying to the guy, like, I'm so rich. I got this and I got that and I'm this and that. None of that could be further from the truth. He has turned around. And then again, I have records and evidence of this where he's told the kids in writing, we have it, text messages, I'm broke, I this, I that, I can't, go get it from your mom. Now, meanwhile, I have been financially carrying this person probably for the last at least 10 years, myself and my ex-husband. Again, this is all proven with receipts. So if whatever, somebody doesn't like what I'm saying, we could talk about it. We can come, we can open up our receipts. I love it. I love receipts. But I've taken care of this person to the tune of many, many, many millions of dollars to help with their bills, their overhead, their companies that they run into the ground, their unsuccessful bids, all of their stuff. I don't necessarily speak for my kids, but I think I could take probably a good shot at it. They're sleeping right now because you should honor them, which I believe you should. Not even 8:30 in the morning. But my two oldest girls, they're young women. They're young women of the world. I think that was very tough for them, that their dad like kind of cut them off and cut off conversation and cut off helping them. And he's even said things to them like, why did you go to college? You shouldn't have gone to college. You wasted that money. You could have saved it. While I'm up here trying to hustle the kids over the finish line. Not even 8:30 in the morning. But my two oldest girls, they're young women. They're young women of the world. I think that was very tough for them, that their dad like kind of cut them off and cut off conversation and cut off helping them. And he's even said things to them like, why did you go to college? You shouldn't have gone. I didn't just start to see my kids. We didn't just go through a divorce. We went through this divorce, I don't know, 20 years ago, 20 some odd years ago. So this is not a situation, again, you can get receipts, you can go see where they say like, oh, kids been brainwashed, but we've been fine up until these past several years. So, you know, what happened? All of a sudden now the kids are brainwashed. All of a sudden now these young women who are grown women are babies. You know, they have their own relationship with you. You have your own not existent relationship with them. I'm just asking that you please leave us alone. You know, I've tried to go to lawyers and get help. I've tried to show all the crazy texts I've had to block. Like, you do crazy shit, like send flowers to yourself and take a picture and post it on the gram and tell everybody I sent you flowers. Again, I have receipts of all of this. I have receipts from your office saying that you sent flowers to yourself. I didn't just start to see my kids. We didn't just go.
All right, so y'all heard some of what this woman had to say, okay? Her daughter even came down and got in the comments of that live, and you know, she also was kind of blasting him, but she also did her own video. This was the thing that he posted: stop telling fathers they should have fought harder to see their children, and start asking mothers why he had to fight at all. And I know you're not talking when you done fled, left your kids, went to a whole nother country due to SA allegations and stuff. So that right there is just a whole mess within itself. But it was something that she said.
Didn't just start to see my kids. We didn't just go through a divorce. We went through this divorce, I don't know.
Talk about. Oh, I know what it was. So she said that he sent flowers to himself, and then he sits up there and act like she sent it. And that is something that he does, because I did notice the video on his page where he was trying to make it seem as though after his daughter graduated college, she was running towards him, but she wasn't. She was running towards somebody else, but it was put on her story. And how did he even get it off her story if he put a whole collage together on his page and made it seem like she was running towards him? But it's weird. Like, how did you even get it if she done got you blocked? I guess you got a whole different page. But let's get into real quick what Aoki had to say about her dad.
He said to her at the middle of the night to like take her some papers to like sign away her inheritance or whatever. And then she was like, should I be signing this? And I was like, what? He like sends people to threaten her. And you know Ming is a calm person. No, please stop with the bullshit about I hope you find peace and privacy, and this is venting. I have been dealing with this my whole life. This is not new. It's not new drama. I already live in the drama, so now I'm just sharing. This is not, there's no therapy you can go to with someone who weaponizes the fact that you don't want to go public, right? Because when he posts something and then I don't respond, because I'm like, I don't want to have drama. And so he's been weaponizing that we don't want to have drama. I'm not I care about my family. I don't like to have this out there, but he uses that against you. Well, what are you going to do about it? You're not going to say something. So now I'm saying something. And if you're going to say one more thing about like, you should be in private in therapy, get off, please. Because I'm telling you, he uses that against me and I'm not going to have it. And my sister and my mother, and I'm not going to have it. And he's going to spin the whole narrative about, oh, your mom turned you against me. I am very independent minded. You can ask my mom. She has an issue with me every day since I was 4. I want to cut my hair. I want to move out. I want to do this. And she's like, we negotiate all the time. I'm not the type to like, whatever you say, mommy. I'm like kind of an independent individual in that way. She would know. She raised me with a lot of work. So he's going to say, she's not with me. I'm in New York. Like I said, staying with a friend because he will not even give me $100 for rent, which is fine. I'm saving. But like all that money you're crying, he doesn't give me $1. Not that you need it, you know. People work. People are 18, 20. They don't have parental support. My mom supports me.
So that's pretty much what all she said. She pretty much aired out her daddy and stuff. And he also was in her live talking about how much he loves her and everything. Oh, I love you. I love you. And then he went on after this to make a post on his social media about how much he loved his girls and how proud of his girls and all of this stuff he is. Yeah, it is giving a weirdo. And what's even more weird for me is people that are team him. If your child on this internet crying, no snotty and everything, I believe everything that little girl is saying, and her story aligns with what her mama is saying. So I definitely question y'all that want to sit up there and make it seem as though the mama is a liar or the daughter is a liar and people out here playing victim or whatever the case is. Did it ever occur to you that they likely are a victim? Not that they're trying to play one, but they are. This the same man that was accused of SA charges, and it's giving it must be true so much to the point that he decided to flee the country. Like, get y'all.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like, are y'all okay?
You remember just a few months ago, people was mad. Was it Taraji who took a picture with him out of the country?
Oh, I'm not sure.
We talked about it on the show. I can't remember, but some celebrity took a picture with him, and everybody was like, "You can't be posting a picture with him. He just, is fleeing the country because yada yada yada." And I didn't really think much about it then, but now that all this is coming out from his daughters, I mean, it doesn't have to do with sexual assault, but just kind of putting a light on his character. In the video that Aoki posted of him yelling at her, you couldn't hear the audio, but you could see him yelling in the camera. He looked evil. Like, he looked like he was not himself. She even mentioned that they considered if he had dementia or something, because she said that he talks to him like he don't really know who they are sometimes.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm all for airing that shit out and protecting your peace. So I hope they get what they need to, but I think they still kind of feel bad for him in a way. The daughters feel bad for Russell.
I think it's that they feel bad, and also they've been conditioned to the thoughts of, but that's still your dad type of energy. I feel like that's constantly been something that's been ingrained as well.
I mean, and the other thing that's odd to me is that Kimora and her ex-husband is funding his lifestyle. For what? Your kids are grown.
Yeah, honestly, that is crazy.
Why do you feel entitled?
To me, it feels as if...
Or indebted, I'm sorry.
I think that Kimora has always felt the need to protect him because he was her abuser as well. We're going to ignore the fact that Kimora was a teenager. That was another thing that she talked about, was that she was like before junior year of high school dating Russell, and Russell was in his 30s. So yeah, I think she probably has been groomed her entire life to protect him, especially once she had children for him. And that last husband, to me, like, they weren't even really married. He faked his divorce papers with his first wife, or the previous wife, so he could marry Kimora. They were all in business together, but I do think that Russell wasn't managing his business correctly, and I think that she had to come to his defense a lot. I do think there's some truth to her taking money from him, but I also feel like she's been taking care of you, so probably anything she took from you was owed to her anyway. I also feel like she's protected him when people called him a predator. So, for me, I have never really been a fan of Kimora because of those things. And I just think that now that he is out of control because he's old, he's 65 now. So what happens is when men, I think, are narcissists and messed up like this, they're really good at hiding it when they're young. But once they start to get old, it starts to become harder to conceal your true feelings and your true personality. So when you get upset, you let it rip. You know what I'm saying? You just let it happen however it's going to happen. But I feel like he's always been this person. I don't think it's dementia and all that shit that they act like it is. That might be the setup for them to get away with something. I don't know. But I feel like Russell has had dirty business dealings for a while now. Kimora's been hooked up with it. But the abuse is still the abuse.
So and there's that. So I'm glad that, the daughter had the heart to air him the hell out, because a lot of people don't. Okay. If the kid is coming to, I believe Romeo, when he came out and he was over there airing out his daddy, I'm like, oh, you better tell the truth, because you can only keep that facade up but for so long.
for so long. Like, I don't know why people think you're supposed to be protecting people from the truth for fucking ever. Go to hell. If you want to protect your weird ass parents forever, that's your prerogative. But to me, it's weird as hell to be sitting on that girl live telling her not to talk about her own damn daddy like you know him or something.
Oh, matter of fact, I'm so glad that you said that. I do have some audio here. Give me a second.
We'll be like, okay, we tried it, because I know Romeo tried to talk to Master P a lot of times. He did, and then it was just like, since you like everything to be public and you like the only thing that you really want to protect is your reputation and how you look, all right, I'm gonna go here. And because I feel like even Romeo was still respectful. Like he wasn't disrespectful to his dad. He just like, yo, look, you acting like it ain't what it is, and this is it, man, and I'm tired of this. I feel like Aoki and Kimura is just like destroy. Like, yo, that's still your father. And even how Kimura even went in talking about how she married him when she was 16. I probably was too young to do this, and he was 33, and that's true. You was too young, but you gonna bring that up right now? Every story got three sides. I feel like we don't know what he said, and now social media users, they weren't buying it either, so they accused Russell Simmons for they believe everything that her mom and her are saying. Not saying that they shouldn't, but they should see what he got, and that's the thing I'm saying. They should wait to see what he got to say. I just think it shouldn't even be online. Probably like, okay, we tried it, because I know.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, that was just hilarious, giving her viewpoints of how she believes that it's three sides to every story, and felt like she gave too much information. Why should she not expose a man that was dating her when she was 16? Why should she not? Me, and then now he's facing certain type of allegations. Are you stupid?
To me, it's the comparing it to Romeo and acting like what Romeo did was so much more respectful. That girl was crying, and her father was texting and screaming and going off on her. I don't think that P was doing that. I think P was handling his shit how he normally do. He act indifferent and talk slow. He not really doing all of this screaming and hollering like that on your phone in order for you to respond to it. He's not as unhinged as Russell. So to even make that comparison was like, girl, shut the up. It's given pick me. It's given male identified. It's given I can't wait to protect a man, but a man ain't never protected me vibes.
And it's also giving her talking about it's three sides to every story. They should wait to see what he got to say. Baby, he ain't got shit to say. What he has to say is an apology. The fact that he's saying I'm so sorry is an admission to the fact that they are telling the truth about his ass. So what part did you miss?
And the story he posted, girl, your kids is grown. What the fuck you mean what the mama did to make it hard? They're grown. Their mom is not stopping them from talking to you. It's how you treat them that's stopping them from talking to you. It's no accountability.
Yeah, that's delusional, and it takes an insane amount of reach when you see the majority of grown people agree on the topic, and you still find a way to try to come up with excuses for somebody who is clearly doing something wrong.
Yikes! Well, we hate to hear it.
Olympic level of reach.
Nothing else on these people. Let's go ahead and scoot over to some other stuff that's happening with Rashid and Symone of Ready to Love. A lot of people wanted us to talk about this, girl. So we're going to talk about it, okay, from what we can recall. I know Bondy and myself tried to sit up there and watch Rashid's live, but he literally told us about the time that he was in his mama's womb to the time he went all the way up to college. And I had to click off. I couldn't even get to the point of what he was trying to say because he gave so much damn fluff. The same way he gave Symone all that damn fluff in their relationship. But Symone did do an interview where she opened up and gave us more details. So let me tell y'all what I learned from it. So it sounded like she was saying he had a gambling problem. And she also said that she knew that his finances was messed up earlier on in the relationship, but they had a plan. Okay, they had a financial plan and he went off of that plan. Okay, she also let us know that he had quite a few lawsuits, and one of the lawsuits was like a $10,000 lawsuit that, you know, she got cleared up for him. She said she used to clear up a lot of his lawsuits. Wow. Now y'all know that he is a luxury vehicle, a luxury dealer or whatever of cars and stuff. All right. So let's keep going. She also let us know that he ended up spending $126,000 on a car, y'all, that's worth $85,000. But when it came down to her birthday and stuff, he was like, "Oh, I don't have the money to take you on no birthday trip or do nothing with you." She said she would pretty much pay for their trips, but he would never let her know that he didn't have the money or anything, or even try to meet her halfway, like, "Yeah, I'll get the flights if you get the hotel," type of thing. But you got time and you got the money to spend $126,000 overpriced on an $85,000 car so that you could flex the people. Got it. Then on top of that,
credit. That's
another issue she had was the fact that he did not have the money for the wedding. She had her money, her parents had their money, he did not have his. Hate to hear it. Okay. She also goes on to talk about how she created that financial plan and he didn't listen. He went off track. I think he ended up spending over $200 and some $1,000 to get himself in $200 and some $1,000 worth of debt. And that was like a problem for her. And it's funny because it's like you did not listen to her when she gave you a financial plan, but now that she done broke up with you and called off the engagement and the wedding or whatever, you want to sit up here and now you want to go get you a financial planner that you want to listen to. Cut it out. I'm like, girl, that's another red flag in my opinion. Like, girl, you only doing that to try and get back in her good graces. I don't think you're doing that really for yourself. Now, she also let us know that he was taking out debt in other people's name. He was taking out debt in other people's name. And then also she said that it wasn't fraud though, because those people knew that he took out debt in their names, basically meaning that from what I took from it, people were co-signing for his grown ass. Basically, like your credit already messed up and then you were able to go and find you some more. You were able to go and find you somebody else to co-sign for you. Thank you so much, April B, for the super chat. Lord, old boy said he's wearing 4 Lexus and got a 450 FICO score. Let us pray. Thank you so much for the super chat. What else did she say? Oh, she also wanted us to know that Iyanla Vanzant wanted her to date a bus driver. She said she did. She dated a luxury bus driver, and look at what it got her. All right. I'm gonna give Symone this. Girl, you called it off.
Ass off.
You say what, Necey?
I said laugh my ass off at the luxury bus driver comment.
Yikes. Yeah, I'm glad she called it off ahead of time. That's all I could really say. I mean, I know Bondy gonna dig into her cool a little bit about that Jeffrey situation, so I'm gonna let Bondy, dig in. But I mean, at least you moonwalked out the situation. But I will say this: as I listened to the live, it was kind of giving she would still possibly be back with him within a year.
No, ma'am.
That's kind of the vibe.
Not at your big age. You ain't got time to. No, ma'am.
Like I feel like if he at least paid off $10,000 of the dollars, it made me feel like that would be enough for her to go back and get back on track. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but the thing is, if he has a gambling addiction, he don't want to do nothing to get right until right. Well, this is the thing. It sounds like she just stumbled upon this information. So if he wasn't actively doing anything to get right before she found out, it's like, by the time you fix his situation, it's a high probability that's going to happen again. So I don't know. I think that this is a downfall of a lot of people on the Ready to Love show. A lot of the women that they cast are in the mindset of thinking, I'm 40, I can't start over. I'm going to settle with this batch of men that they give me. And she don't have to do that. So I'm glad that she called it off, but I think she should just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Especially when you have enablers. The co-signers are a huge thing. That's an even bigger red flag than him gambling to me, is that he has co-signers.
Yeah,
She
but
said
she
he had
said
stuff in
that.
his mama name.
Yeah, that's her. Yep, the house was in his mama name, but she said his name is on the deed. The car is in his mama's name, but his name is not on the car.
So let me say this, because I always felt like they were performing their relationship, and anybody that watches my reviews of this show knows I said that, because I noticed how hard they were trying to sell us on Symone and Rashid. And to me, I feel like there was no way their relationship was built off of anything real, because it seemed like the main motivation was to showcase their relationship to us. So when it comes to Symone, it's given thirsty for marriage. It's given ideal pickings for the own toxic masculinity, foolishness they have going on there. They love them a soft talking, a black woman that's make excuses for a black man until she can't anymore. And to me, I feel like when she decided to go against Jeffrey on that last season of Ready to Love and pull up all of these background checks and prove how Jeffrey was ignoring red flags and was trying to read her down about that. Meanwhile, you did all of your checks, recognize that this man at his big age was not able to hold down anything. And that's the thing y'all forget. At this big age, it's different when a man doesn't have anything in his 20s, maybe even his early 30s. But when we get to mid to late 30s and we getting into our 40s and they still trying to put a wool over somebody's eyes, pump faking, and you trying to figure out a way to help them pump fake. I don't want to hear you talking about no damn red flags when it comes to other women and shaming them when they talk about these men not being there for their kids, because you couldn't even get a man that could take care of his own financial responsibilities. So it's crazy to me that you couldn't believe that Jeffrey ended up with 2 men that wasn't being there for their kids when you got this man that can't even pay his bills. He needed you to try to come and save him. You couldn't even save him because his ass has an addiction that you was really enabling.
Paying for your own birthday trips.
Yikes. Ooh, child, they come home to roost, don't it? Anything else? Oh, you wanted to talk about the Tasha K comment, Bondy?
Talking about, and y'all listen, the only reason I felt a way about this was because of her positioning. Don't tell no married woman that's been married to the same man for, 10 plus years, whatever it is. Don't be telling no woman that actually has held on to her husband and has formed a real business with them about how you feel sorry for her husband. Girl, I can't stand when you just trying to use a woman's husband against her because you hating, you mad, or whatever the reason that you don't like them, but you're going to try to use their husband against them as if in some way, shape, or form, their husband is going to be on your side. It's just really weird. And I've had that done to me before. Ask Lyric. Bitch, let me tell you, Lyric is always going to back me up first. Understand. So whenever, you want to have a conversation, understand the positioning we're in. So that's how you ain't got no husband and, you may never get one, because you have this mentality of, if a woman is with a man and she not showing up the way I feel like she should, then that man is suffering and I need to go and save him. Or it's pick me. It's pick me. It's pick me, pick me, pick me. You don't deserve the man you have, but I don't even have a man. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. I ain't like when I was in the car and they said, Tasha told me that she has done that a few times. I didn't realize when Tasha told me that was the Symone she was talking about. She was like, yeah, but that bitch always making comments about my husband. I feel like she want him or something.
Oh, wow.
She must want him. Girl, what you talking about? You can't even, girl, I'm sorry. Like, you can't even get a man like Tasha's husband to be sitting up here talking about you feel sorry for him. Girl, go to hell. Girl, that triggered me.
Yikes. Well,
up to you on basically ending the engagement to scare him into doing the right thing. Ain't that what she said, Jamie? That she was basically ending the engagement to put some fear in him.
Yeah, that's kind of what
she said.
Yeah,
fear.
Yeah, it was kind of something like that, to like a wake up call type of thing. That's what made me think she was hopeful. She also went on to kind of like cry about, she want to have kids and stuff, and she don't know if that's running out or how long it's gonna take her to find somebody else, because she got to get over this just to find somebody else. So
yeah, she wilding. She wilding for real.
I feel like if he paid down $10,000 of whatever, she gonna be running over there.
And then they gonna pay down 10, and then it's gonna be 100. You gonna have to pay down next.
Okay, you better know it. And the money he already owe other folks that co-sign.
Have y'all been watching Couples Retreat at all?
No.
Because that's one of the storylines on there. The dude, Fat Boy, on social media, his name is Tyreek in real life, but him and his wife / baby mama, y'all, he has a gambling problem for real, and like will go and lose $100,000 in one game, and really sitting up there arguing with her about his need and right to continue to gamble their money away as if it makes him a hustler. You're not hustling, okay? You're being hustled.
That sounds like Eerie from Growing Up Hip Hop.
Is that what he was doing, girl?
Yeah. He wouldn't really be at the house and help out with the kids and stuff. He would be over there at the casino on the tables.
Wow.
Playing his money away.
Somebody need to go to therapy and deal with their, daddy issues that they got.
All right, so let's get into our next thing as we speak on breakups. Let's talk about the ending of a marriage, and that would be Monique Samuels has officially filed for a divorce from her husband, Chris Samuels, of 10 years. They have 3 beautiful children together. A few months ago, back in, I believe, October of 2022, it was being rumored that she and Chris were separated. Okay, Monique came to the front to let people know that that was a lie, although Ashley Darby went on to BravoCon to confirm that they were indeed separated. Monique slick kind of confirmed this by saying that they were living in 2 separate households, so it was like they were separated, but they were still kind of like trying to work on their marriage and stuff. If you've watched Love and Marriage DC, then you already saw this coming at some point. I just felt like Chris didn't really listen to her. I feel like he thought he was her, he thought he was gift to women, especially her. He provided the money, so she really shouldn't complain about a whole lot. And if he say wash the dirty drawers, then wash them. If he say plan this trip and pack my bag and the kids, that's what it means. So I feel like yeah, she was gonna divorce this man at some point. Okay, Monique did a whole elaborate video, she and Chris, letting people know that they were not separated and that they were not heading down the road of divorce. Now, if you ask me, I feel like she was telling a little tale there. Okay, she just didn't want to let us know at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it wasn't really no working on a relationship for real. Like, you being with a person for 10 years, you know whether they really finna change or not.
I feel like she didn't want to let Chris know either.
There we go. I'm with you on that. So she had to play her role. But that lady knew she was finna get ready to divorce that man. She knew exactly. That's why she started saying all her ducks up in a row, and I don't blame her. I feel like when you know you about to head the hell out, girl, you better prepare accordingly. Be very strategic about yours so you can get the hell out of it.
And literally every time she was crying, to me, when she was on Love and Marriage DC, every time she was crying, I never felt like those tears were for that moment. Those tears were always because I felt like she knew the inevitable, which was that she was going to have to leave him.
Absolutely. And she was not willing to be on the show to exploit that. And when she did an interview on her radio show, they asked her about it, and she told us that at least the listeners or whatever, she was saying the reason she didn't do the show was because I feel like she said they weren't paying enough or something, or the contract wasn't right.
Come on.
But I believe that she knew they were going through that separation or whatever and did not want that to be a part of the show. Now, Monique has also gotten their divorce papers so far. Their records are sealed at this time. They had a court hearing on yesterday, and we also learned that Chris unfollowed her and her business company called Not for Lazy Moms. Okay, so I feel like the divorce ain't nasty, but can get nasty, and I feel like some nasty things may have happened within the past year or so, but Monique doesn't want that information out. And some part of me feel away, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't blame her, because girl, she probably tired of getting dragged in the streets by the people.
You don't blame her for what? Sealing the records?
Yeah, it's like I want to know because everything else been public, but at the same time, it's like y'all done drag me enough. Y'all not finna drag me about this. So let me close that.
To me, she's the like when you want to talk about protect. It's crazy to me how you get mad when somebody not protecting a damn, abuser, but when somebody trying to protect a private moment that they're going through in their life, everybody like, oh, bitch, you fake. And it's like, but in real life, most people, if I'm going through a divorce and I don't want to make it worse, I might get off a reality show because I don't want to show people what I'm going through.
Right.
And I also may say that I'm not getting a divorce, because it's like, well, I'm actually not really ready to do that yet. And I don't want you reporting that I'm ready to do that, because I'm not yet. It may be on my mind. I might be looking into it. I might have went and talked to a lawyer, but it doesn't mean that I now want that to be public knowledge. And I feel like people can call that, like, Gwen says, control issues and all of that. But I feel like in real life, a lot of people are able to keep their shit under wraps for a lot longer until they wrap their head around it. But when you somebody like Monique and them, when motherfuckers is down to the courthouse looking for your name to pop up, you can't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think navigate it yourself before the public finds out. And I feel like it probably was a lot about, we haven't talked to the kids yet. We want time to prepare them for this. And we just now deciding that we want to do this. No, we don't want everybody in our family to know about it yet. I think that was probably more of her apprehension about talking about it. But I also feel like most women kind of go through this awakening in their 30s. And it's just a matter of time, depending on your situation, the awakening that you're going to go through. And I think that she went through the awakening that a lot of us go through. We are socialized to take care of our men, especially if you find one that is a good man in whatever Savannah girl respect, whether it's money or he treats you well, he don't cheat, child, whatever it is. You are supposed to do all of the things that are required of you to keep that good man. And that shit is tiring. And at first you think you can do it because that's what everybody's been telling you that you should do. And that, is your role. But I think that, this generation of women, as we got older, we was just like, this is not it. This ain't it. And I don't think, this is my thing. People always act like she was only with him to begin with because of the money. And I don't agree with that. I don't think that. I really do think that she liked him. Like, I don't think Chris is a bad looking guy. I think he's a nice looking guy. He seems sweet. He had money. He, doted on her in certain ways. But ultimately, as years go on and you're not engaging in a relationship, you're just relying on the fact that you pay the bills. You're not really making any effort. It gets boring, tiring, and you get over it. So if you're not going to work with me, you still going to keep your same attitude that because you make the money, you don't need to try harder or grow with me, then we're just going to grow apart. Like, that's all it is.
I think you said that. I agree.
Anything else? I have nothing else. But good luck.
Good luck. It's for both of them. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't mean that, anybody's a villain. It just means that two people are no longer compatible after 10 years of marriage and 3 kids. And that happens.
I'm just shocked he unfollowed her. I'm not shocked by any of this, the divorce or any. I'm not shocked. I'm just shocked he unfollowed her.
I didn't know he unfollowed her.
Her and her business. He unfollowed both of them.
Mad then. He's mad. It didn't work. Whatever he thought he was doing to finally fix it in the last quarter, it didn't work. And so now you're mad. That's what that sounds like to me.
Which also makes me think that maybe the divorce won't be so cut and dry as I would expect it to be. Because now he may try and get some pushback, especially if their mama who is in his ear that, the woman that didn't like her. So, and he not happy about this.
They might have a real cut and dry situation. 10 years, 3 kids. It ain't really much he can withhold from her at this point.
I did hear that. I heard that in that area you get half, but IDK, because we don't know if she signed this, and I don't know. Maybe that's why Ashley's still hanging on to Michael, saying she married for a few more years.
I completely forgot that she hasn't gotten a divorce yet.
But Ashley gonna sign. Ashley signed. She signed a post-nup too. So I don't know what. Ashley probably not gonna get the same deal.
I feel like Chris probably never thought that they were going to get a divorce. Like, I feel like for the longest, when they came to us talking about, I still got my ring on, we're still married, we're just going through separation therapy. When they came to us with that, I felt like that was Monique playing us and playing Chris, which is why I think he unfollowed her.
Still following.
What'd you say?
She's still following him. Somebody asked if she was still following him, and she is.
Yeah, I think he mad because he feel like she played him. Because how much you want to bet? He probably asked her 300 times before this, did she want to get a divorce? And she probably said no.
Or she probably kind of feel like he played himself a little bit. Like I agree definitely with you. I feel like she definitely came and played with the people. But I do feel like he should have saw the signs.
Yes, Jamie, you're right. Because it was obvious to me.
She wasn't talking for nothing. Like,
but he didn't want to know.
He didn't.
I think he was in denial.
Absolutely.
I think that she had done a lot of, Chris, and y'all said she was doing she was complaining too much and all of that type of shit. Well, well, bitch, I'm done now. How about that?
Well. Either way, guys, good luck to these people. We wish you guys the best. I want to speak on another situation here, and this is with Rico Love, okay? And I know I ain't bring this to y'all, but I meant to earlier this week. So I just want to talk about, I'm going to play this real quick. Rico Love, he's giving his thoughts about what he wish he knew, I guess, like about his wife having postpartum depression. So he goes on this podcast giving his thoughts about postpartum and all of that and what he learned. And then the wife turned around and blasted the fuck out of him, okay? Or at least his ex-wife. So let's go ahead and let's pull that up real quick.
I almost jumped and said,
should study and understand postpartum. I'm an ambitious person. When my son was born, I would go to bed from the studio 4 in the morning. I get up at 7, and then you see somebody in the bed till 3, and you're thinking she's not ambitious, not realizing you idiot. She's sad. She's going through postpartum. My therapist started just kind of peeling back the layers for me. Like, so when did this happen? The baby.
Oh, she had these motherfucking kids.
Yeah. If I could really apologize to my kid's mom for one major thing, it was my ignorance to how postpartum works.
It's really women, like, you need to know all these things. Men are just there to provide.
And that is so tough.
I'm not going to play her part, but I just want y'all to hear what he was saying. They're talking about postpartum, and he would think that his wife was lazy. She didn't want to get up. She didn't want to do nothing and all of this stuff, only to, realize at a later time, like, dang, she was really dealing with postpartum and stuff. So he wished that he could apologize for that. Well, she came around and pretty much checked him and said, what a complete scam to blame my condition at the time completely on postpartum. First of all, I was grieving the loss of our first baby, the loss of my job due to having to be on bed rest, also finding at months pregnant. I guess she was saying she was finding out. Oh, no. At a few months pregnant, I suppose. She says he was cheating on her with 5 different women. What? One woman was actually a friend of hers, not to mention he totally abandoned her emotionally and physically. This man got into some money and decided that I was in the way. He used every excuse that he could to mistreat me. He is not the man he betrays himself to be. Y'all heard it from the horse's mouth, okay? And it looks like she may have went on to say it's been 2 years since we separated, and all you do is talk about me to anyone who will listen. You've always been a liar, a bully, a cheater, and an abuser. This act of being a good person is getting old. Listen, I just thought that was quite interesting. Not just over here trying to be a Russell and paint yourself to be this great person, and how you learn certain things about yourself and your wife after the fact, and how you want to apologize to her and say that she was dealing with postpartum, but didn't want to mention that you was over there cheating on this lady with 5 different women. What? Girl, these people really be scammers out here in these streets. That's crazy.
Can't believe nothing. Can't believe nothing nobody say in front of the camera.
That's wild. And it's like, now I'm just seeing more and more why some of y'all just need to, girl, stop having these podcasts. Stop going on these folks' podcasts with these conversations. Only for somebody to come out here and air y'all the hell out.
Child, it was a mess, especially because I can't stand when dudes know they wasn't shit and then try to use their old lady trauma to make themselves look like a good guy. Like, that's so trash, Rico. Like, wasn't he on Love and Hip Hop at some point?
He was at one point, yeah.
And I think that's what made me know he was an asshole even back then. So, yeah, it's definitely giving covert narc charms. It's charm locks. It's giving that, girl. It is.
A shout out to her. I'm glad that she opened up her mouth and said something instead of just letting this fly like he's just this amazing person.
5 women and one of them being your friend?
Your friend.
And gave her STDs, Shar.
Ooh.
I was waiting for that. That sounded like that was around the corner. 5 women and that's crazy as fuck.
And she lost her job and lost another child all while all of this was going on. Listen, girl, that's a whole lot.
Anything to not take accountability for what you caused.
Anything.
A mess. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and let's see where we at. Oh, child, we have like 3 more stories that we need to like run through real quick. Next up is Miss Ari. Okay, Ari then came to the front. A lot of people been dragging her about her surgery. Well, she came to us to let us know that she has a new surgery that I have never heard of in my life, and it sounds extremely, extremely dangerous. And I just would not try no shit. Like, girl, this just sounds scary.
I got a revision and I got another lift. And then I got an eternal bra. So basically, I have like this thing around here and around right here. So it's actually drilled into my ribs.
It's what?
So they won't like fall, you know? So they'll just stay sitting up nice and pretty forever, hopefully. So yeah, anyway.
So that's the main thing that I just wanted to highlight. Okay, the ladies gonna get their breast done. It is what it is, but it's the eternal bra for me. Like, I don't even know if that was really needed. And then you got them drilling into your rib. I'm just wondering how many people they've done that on, and what's going to happen over time as you get older. And what if you like get pregnant and you have a child? Like, that's not gonna affect your ribs since it's drilled in your ribs and stuff. I'm just wondering how that works. That's just
a good
kind of
point.
like what happens then. And you get older and you working out and you moving and stuff. Like, y'all be taking it to a whole nother level with the they get y'all with something new every time, don't it? Or some people finna get an internal butt lift too, internal butt pad or something. I don't know.
Girl,
a bra.
Listen, I'm scared of what the screws gonna do to your ribs when you get older. You know what I'm saying? Like, also, have y'all seen how her titties sit up? Like, is that how you want your titties to sit up? Because, like, I want my titties to sit up, y'all. But I don't want them to look like Mimi Faust titties that one season where they was looking hard rocks.
They was too hard.
And when you, like, somebody, Necey or Jami sent a video of Akbar V, and them titties was sitting up so damn high. I was just like, is that how you want them to look? Because I feel like that's not how they supposed to look. Like, they not supposed to look like
a little bit of gravity on the titties look good.
Yeah.
It looks natural. And when I come home from a long day of work, I want my titties to fall.
Yes.
I want them to be sitting up.
Never get that relief of the titties falling. Because that's such a relief. Like, I literally unbuttoned my bra like 5 minutes ago. So, like, yeah, I'm like, so them titties never gonna drop. You're just gonna be up there, like, making it hard to breathe, huh? Okay.
Don't say hard to breathe, girl. That made me think about somebody talking about the damn submarine, talking about how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Jordan Stark.
I can't stand y'all, bro.
I can't. I did want to kind of, hopefully YouTube don't flag me. Let me see if I'm able to click on this. Am I able to click on it? Okay, I'm not able to click on it. I guess I'm not. I won't worry about it. Y'all go to Akbar page and check out her latest work, because she done got her body done and everything. And congratulations to her, I suppose, because the ladies still gonna get their bodies done. I mean, I feel like it makes her look better though, versus all of the, she's lost a lot of weight. So it's kind of like get rid of the extra, I guess, that's hanging. Yeah. It's like get rid of that, but I don't know if her page is still up or whatever. But anywho, anything else on Miss Ari and this eternal bra she got going on? Hoping that she has an eternal. Girl, I hope she don't rest in eternal peace. Trying to get this drill.
I keep trying to look up eternal bra, but I can't find it. What I'm seeing is internal bra.
Oh, internal. Girl, I'm over here talking about eternal. I don't know.
That's what she said. She said eternal.
She said eternal, but also put surgery on the end.
Oh, Lord.
You tell me how you getting all this stuff and you don't remember the name. No research.
It's new. It's literally when you Google it, it say this is a new surgery.
Is it internal or is it eternal? What you find, Bondy?
I thought it was
internal mesh.
Yes, it's an internal mesh that they put under the
wow.
Yeah, it's internal. She said eternal bra, forever bra.
Girl, she can't talk.
Yes, but when the rest of your body start to drop, that's gonna be the only thing stand up. Let's move on.
That's what I'm saying. Like the rest of your skin is like she was like, hopefully they be sitting up forever. I'm like, y'all do understand that nothing beats gravity. Y'all do understand that, right? Like nothing beats gravity. I don't know if you get it, but the laws of science have not changed over all of these years. And your titties are not gonna be suspended in helium for the rest of your life. Like, what's wrong with you?
I just find it interesting that a lot of these surgeries, people don't realize they got to get it redone over and over again.
Ooh.
Like, think about all the people that was getting a horse mouth teeth back in the 2000s. They had to go put on the new set. Think about all the people that went and got the first round of the porn star titties when they first got they was really doing the breast implants a long time ago. Now a lot of them are claiming implant illness.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Kaylani said she had implant illness. A YouTuber named Tom the Infamous made a video talking about it. And the implants can get old and carry something that'll basically make you sick. So it's like y'all doing a lot of these things that are new and interesting, and then in the next 15 years, you're gonna realize that you could possibly have health issues.
Well. Anything else? All right. Well, let's go ahead and slide real quick to Johnny Blaze and what the girl name is, Megan James.
Yeah.
So Megan James, Johnny Blaze went on her podcast. And while she was on that podcast, she was introduced to like a test. And it seems like Megan was trying to say that she was a crackhead or somebody was labeling Johnny as a crackhead. Matter of fact, let me just pull it up for y'all so y'all could just see what's going on.
Who was a crackhead, basically, right?
Yeah, probably his daddy is, but that's about it.
Okay, so I brought a drug test for you today. Wait, how long have you been clean?
3.5 years.
And so you only smoke weed?
Pretty much.
Okay, guys, so Johnny is going to prove to us today that she is no longer a crackhead.
Because
okay, and she
come with me?
I don't want to come with you.
I'm just saying.
Do you want to go? You want to go pee with her? Okay, so our makeup artist on set. What's your name? Bree, the makeup artist, is going to go with Johnny to take this drug test because she says she is not a crackhead anymore.
You know, because crackheads really do be doing too much.
Yeah, and then we're going to come back and talk about Johnny's new.
All right, so I guess the people couldn't take the fact that she kept calling this woman a crackhead. Okay, so let's see what else was said.
I don't want that to get out to the public, like where I react and what everybody expects me to do. I do what I need to do for my career and my music. My ex had posted an old video that was from years ago and posted it, and everybody thought it was now. All I do is smoke my weed. I barely even drink. Just focus on music. It was an interview. What do y'all want me to do? And then get a lawsuit or something? Like, my reaction was exactly what it needed to be, you know? I think people are just not used to me carrying myself a certain way I want to be carried. I didn't react.
So a lot of the fans wanted her to pretty much, do what Johnny does best, which is fight, cause a scene and all of that, because Megan kept referring to her as a crackhead. But Megan pretty much came out and said, girl, don't be trying to drag me because it was her idea. She the one that kept calling me and other friends of mine, people that's affiliated with me, trying to get on my podcast. Once she got on my podcast, she made this whole idea of like, hey, you should do like a drug test or whatever. We should do that. Like it's going to go like pretty viral or whatever like that. So because that was something that Johnny suggested, she was like, all right, bet, like, cool, we could do that. If you cool with that, I'm cool with that. Let's do that. Okay. And then Johnny ended up kind of like snapping off on her. Let me see if I have that one real quick, where Johnny pretty much like, she just went off and just was like, girl, don't be trying to like play me or whatever. Like she didn't deny that she came up with the idea, but she was basically saying like, you kept calling me a crackhead, and I don't appreciate the fact that you kept calling me a crackhead, and that's why we're in this today. She says, you think I care about you taking my interview down when I'm close with folks like Angela Yee and other major outlets that I ask all the time to interview me. I don't beg, BIT. I'm Johnny Blaze. The F, okay? The F I look like, I asked you genuinely. I would have never thought you called me a crackhead 10 times. How I look. I didn't mind taking the test. The problem is you use this for clickbait, and when you could have used any other clip, and now everybody's mad and they're attacking you. You want to have an issue. She says, let's be for real. You're not Wendy. Please tread lightly, because I could have folded you, but I'm not Bad Girls Club Megan. So it's interesting. Johnny is saying that she ain't with that rah stuff no more. She trying to change, but then now she's saying she could have folded this girl up. And then she also told her, like, if you really want to touch, then we can do it. Like, just meet me. Like, let's meet up where you want to go. So then Megan started dropping receipts of when she and Johnny were interacting, pretty much kind of proving her point, in my opinion, that this was a setup from Johnny. So yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I'm gonna say this. First of all, Johnny, you're not to be trusted. Like, we just gonna keep it a buck. You're not to be trusted, sweetheart. So I can't trust anything that you're saying as it pertains to Megan. However, I do feel like Megan did not have to keep saying crackhead the way she did. It was giving asshole. It's giving mean girl. It's giving I'm low-key making fun of you while still profiting off of you at the same time. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of the way she did that, because I feel like it was mean. Like, it was unnecessary. You could have did the drug test without calling her a crackhead 10 times, and it would have still went viral. So even though I feel like Johnny wanted to have that moment, I don't think she wanted you to have that attitude towards her in that moment. Like, let's do the drug test. But why you can't say, are you still addicted to substances? Are you still, on drugs? Like, why couldn't you say something like that? Y'all know don't nobody want to be called no fucking crackhead. Like, that's insane.
Maybe hustling.
Y'all remember when Johnny Blaze went missing in 2021?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was sketch.
She probably was somewhere doing something then.
I just had to hop on Google. They said she said she was depressed and got off social media, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's what Bondy said. Two things can be true. Johnny Blaze wanted a lot of attention, but like, listen, you wanted a viral video, didn't you? So you can't tell somebody to plot, and then when she go overboard and say crackhead, you feeling some type of way, and it's like, hey, I told you to hit me, but don't hit me that hard, bitch.
Right.
Like, wait, what you want? You coming to us and scheming. So I feel no ways.
Like, I did what I need to do to give you that viral moment. Now we viral.
Ain't this what you wanted?
Oh, that's funny. Anything else on these two ladies? All right, let's go ahead and get into Joseline Hernandez. Okay, she has been in the news for the past week or so. Y'all know she's on College Hill Celebrity Edition. She got into the altercation with Miss Amber Rose. She performed at the Floyd Mayweather fight, and she got into it with a former contestant or whatever on her show by the name of Big Lex. Okay, not only did she get into it with her, she was over there slapping and hitting everybody for no reason until she got tied up and ended up getting about 4 charges and got locked up for about 48 hours down there in Broward County. Okay, now since she has come out, Breakfast Club has given her a platform and done what a lot of y'all have done in the comments, which is praised her actions. Okay, now Joseline had just told us not too long ago that she was done doing the crack, but she didn't want to be called that like Johnny Blaze. Okay, she said she was done, but then we see her a few days later, girl, and it's giving that type of energy. Okay, that's the type of energy that it was given. But she went over to the Breakfast Club. She addressed the Amber Rose situation. She also kind of touched on the Big Lex situation, not a whole lot, but I do have the audio clips, and I am going to play that. First, we'll get into the Amber Rose, and then we'll get into Big Lex.
Always consider myself a black woman, but I was born in Puerto Rico, and I speak Spanish. My first language is Spanish. But that doesn't take away from the fact when I walk in the building, people look at me and they say, that is a black woman, right? And so I always been cool and love to be a black woman.
Yeah.
And they be like, Afro Latina. No, bitch. I don't have an afro. I don't have an afro. And I am a black woman that was born in the island of Puerto Rico that speaks Spanish. And I teach my daughter.
You're going to confuse the shit out of somebody right now, but go ahead.
But why?
Because you're Puerto Rican.
I am Puerto Rican. Of course, I speak Spanish and I'm Latin. But for me, it's more than just saying that. For me, it's just that I'm proud to be black, whether I'm Spanish or not. And I just feel like a lot of people just have a problem with me being so proud to be black.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me proud that I have this color?
Yeah.
And like, what's the problem?
And was that what kind of like ticks you off with Amber? Like, because I kind of seen that. It was like, even like.
What happened? Because I don't know. Tell us what happened with Amber.
I mean, I didn't have the camera. I wasn't in that class.
I'm
so
sorry.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
But you know, I seen a little bit. She was like telling her, like, yo, like, you don't want to be black. You don't want to be black. I've seen.
You told Amber she didn't want to be black.
Yeah.
So what happened?
But I've seen you know, like, it's been years. Everybody, it's not no damn secret. You know, Amber really. She, you know, she like to dismiss the black side of her. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, she wasn't lying. I guess that's just a trigger. You know what I mean?
Who wasn't lying?
You.
I wasn't lying, and you know, I wasn't lying because we were talking about the black shit being black.
Yeah.
And I just had to let the bitch know, bitch, you don't want to be black. You came out of a big black pussy just like I did. My mama got a big old black pussy. She's a Puerto Rican woman, but that lady black.
Yeah.
And her mama was blacker than this motherfucking table. My mama. So I come out of black pussies. You came out of a black pussy, but you don't want to say you're black. That's weird to me. Yeah. That's so weird to me.
Yeah.
That's so weird to me. I don't care what your color is.
Girl, what?
I always thought she considered herself black till I really seen that she was a Karen when I got there. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was just previously.
Whoa.
So you said
that was crazy to find out that she was a Karen.
Yeah.
So what do you mean, Karen? Like she did not respect black rights? Well, like, because I didn't see the show, so I'm confused. So I want you to tell me because I don't know.
You know what a Karen is?
Yeah, I do.
Well, then that's what she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then y'all got into a Philly and Miami scuffle?
We got who?
A little scuffle?
Who?
A little Philly and Miami
scuffle? Tell about.
Listen, that Joan is not from the part of Philly that you think she's from.
Hey, yo, I'm done with her. That Joan is not from.
Jocelyn practiced that one. That Joan.
Ever don't want to be no damn Joan.
Every, the only thing I practice is my bullet points that I'm supposed to speak on. I don't practice nothing else. Everything else is going to always be me, and you should know that.
That Joan.
That Joan. You know, my husband is from Philly, so you know I know a few words.
Philly. Hey,
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you won't get into like pro wrestling. Why you won't get paid for slapping people? Why, you know, because you was handing out slaps like, you know, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I seen it and I even sent it to you in the DM. I said, damn, you look cute doing it. But like, what was happening? Like, why you won't go into pro wrestling and get paid to slap
funny. What is wrong with you?
I'm saying, yo, she's slapping security. You supposed to protect you. She's slapping this nigga. Nigga, you ain't quick enough. Foul. So
I tell you what. I'm not really. You know, I just got out of jail.
Yes.
You know, I just got out of jail.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's really not too much that I could talk on that. But I will,
Gotcha.
because I was gone, girl. I was in Lauderdale, Broward County. I was cold, came out with a cough and everything, girl. I thought I was going to die. Damn, they left me here for 2 days, and I'm sitting up here sick as a dog. Why me?
Yeah.
Why me?
Yeah.
So I can't really speak too much on that. But what I can say is that I'm gonna always how do you say it?
Protect.
Yes, me. If you see me out here in the streets, when you know, you two in the world, America, whoever knows me know where I come from and what I've done and how I've changed, you know I'm just making sure that I'm straight and no one hurts me.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, the media only show you one thing. It looks like a whole lot of chaos,
Yeah.
but you might not know what happened prior to that chaos. Like 5 seconds before or 10 seconds before.
Right.
You just see like the rah-rah. And because it's me, it's always so much bigger than what it actually is.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask you, Big Lexi.
Don't know that hoe.
Okay.
Period.
I really want to know who she is. I didn't really know who she is.
See, you don't know her. I don't know her. She don't know her.
I wanted to know what, what
We
the
don't
whole
know
thing was
her.
about.
I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know her.
I never knew.
We never knew her.
Like,
We don't know we don't know who that hoe is.
I didn't know. I don't know.
I ain't gonna front. You gotta. You might want to get in boxing. After this is all
telling
over,
her.
you might just want to just maybe even a couple of little.
Can I truly tell you something? If I wasn't an artist and I didn't care about breaking my face, I would do UFC.
Oh yeah.
I would. I
That's
love it.
what I said.
I would do
said
UFC. I wouldn't box. I would do UFC, but I can't. I tell my husband all the time. And her, I'll be like, I would do it, but I can't because the first thing it's going to break on me is my nose. And then it's over.
But see, it's so fixed. She could set it up how she want to set it up. And she.
All right. So y'all just heard what Houseline said. Girl, I'm tired. I don't really know what to say about Jocelyn. I'm just more so disappointed in how I feel like they stand up there on the Breakfast Club like they scared of her and slick hyping up her actions. What are y'all thoughts about the two clips?
They completely made excuses for her trash ass behavior. You can act like you don't know Lex, but a simple comment, double homicide, and how your show went viral in the first damn place was because of Lex. You know who Lex is. And let's not forget, Lex wasn't just talking mess on the internet. Okay, Jocelyn jumped her in that last reunion show. Security, ballistics, and everybody was holding folks down so Jocelyn could kick people in the chest and hit people with candelabras and all kind of shit. That's why her show didn't come back for a while, because she was a liability and Zeus didn't know how they was going to handle the situation until now. Okay, and they've decided to have her come back, and she's doing the same thing she did last time. Y'all also saw her do the same thing on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta when she lost her damn mind season 3 and fought everybody in a reunion show. So I'm sorry, but you're not gonna convince me that she has her shit together and she's just trying to protect herself. That's not what happened. And another thing, stop acting like she was fighting like a real fighter. She was jumping somebody. She was waiting for security to hold somebody down, and then she was kicking them and hitting people who wasn't even fighting with her. Like, please stop acting like she wasn't acting cracked out with her eyes wide, hitting anybody in the vicinity that wasn't backing her up or fighting on her behalf. And to me, it even feel like a lot of the people she was with was on something too, because the gay boy who had the see-through shirt on that was fighting on her behalf, that them dudes started chasing him because he was doing shit to fight him. He was pulling her hair at some point, pulling Jocelyn's hair at some point. That's how I know everybody was just like going out their damn mind. Melissa too. Melissa, you and your damn, I'm gonna keep saying that you and them stud Stacey Adams dress shoes that you was kicking that girl in the back of the head with. Bitch, you 40-something years old kicking a 20-something-year-old in the back of the head on behalf of your weird ass, seemingly allegedly coked out friend. Yeah, no.
Seemingly allegedly. I love that.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. I don't even know. Jocelyn, I'm like nervous for what's to come, just because she's been benefiting off of all of this destruction for the longest. But one thing for sure is that you're gonna end up like, it's gonna be destructive. Like that's just, it just is what it is. At some point, you're not gonna benefit off of it. The money gonna stop, and you can actually do something that's detrimental. So I hate to see like what it is. I mean, encouraging her to go fight. People don't realize, like, people be dying off of fights, especially unfair fights like the brawl that we saw go down. They was kicking her. Somebody could have kicked Lex in the head. That would have been it, and that would have been your ass underneath the jail.
Come on.
So I just think that she should be cautious about the way that she moves and how she wants to continue to be in the limelight.
Right. Exactly, girl. I can't. Well, that's really it, guys. That's all that we have for you all tonight. Did you ladies have anything else? I think that's it.
That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all. We thank you guys so much for joining us. You know how to find us on all social media platforms at OohLadiesFirst, at Bondy Blue, at Jami ThatsMe, at Necey Dixon. Okay. Yeah, we will not be here next week, but the following week we will be back, and we'll be over on Necey Dixon's channel. So make sure that you are subscribed to all of the channels so that you know when we is live. You feel what I'm saying? And last week we gave you guys a surprise live on Tuesday. So that's the reason why you want to make sure that you subscribe, because you never know when we may pop up on you. You feel what I'm saying?
On the notification bell.
Period. Okay. So we'll catch you guys in the next one. Be sure to like up the video, subscribe to the channels, and yeah, have a great week or weekend. Bye.
Bye.